Happy Thursday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Lovely morning here in the studio, the radio station. Our last day with our beloved Kyle Ovenshire. He's done a great job this week.
Thank you.
I'm Woodsy. That is Kyle.
Yep.
Kyle, we're going to miss you, dude.
I don't think you will.
We will. We will.
Paulie's going to be here, and you'll be like, I don't remember those.
No, I mean, listen, here's the thing. I'll be completely honest with everyone. I want a bigger show. I would not mind if Kyle was here in some capacity.
5 hours.
Not a longer show. Bigger. I need more. We need, you look at the same two faces every day, and as much as I love them, you're like, I know what you did. And you're like, I know what you did. You know what I mean? You need more characters on the show. And, not that he would, but Adam could maybe, if he wanted to, hire Kyle as our assistant producer, stunt boy.
Hey,
something
working in the contract.
Could finally get that meat wheel that I've always wanted.
Kyle probably doesn't know we had such a character when we first started here.
Oh, we had several. We had this big show when we first. Paulie didn't even do anything when we got here. That's the weird part.
We had a kid named Hammer who was really up for anything.
Literally anything.
Yeah.
He drank a ketchup smoothie. I mean, bro, he would do.
Yeah,
he would literally do anything. He was the best. We also had a board op named Doug.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Chris.
I don't think so. Tier ones, let's test your memory. For the first, month of Ben and Woods,
Paulie sat at the end and worked on his computer. Wasn't Paulie. He wasn't behind the scene, and Hammer was next to me, and it was Paulie, and then it was
Nick.
No. What was his name?
All I remember is that on the day that he was being let go, he didn't show up, so he couldn't get fired. And
no, that's not true.
Isn't that how it works?
He was here,
yes,
and heard a rumor that he was going to be fired,
which he was fine with, by the way.
Right? He didn't care.
He didn't care.
What was his?
But he snuck out the door early, so no one could tell him.
He got up, grabbed his stuff. Well, he closed his game of Candy Crush that he would play in the middle of our show, which was infuriating because I'm looking for feedback. I'm looking for play something funny,
do something.
And he would sit and he wore this Oklahoma sweatshirt every day, and the hoodie would be up and he'd be over on he did not want to be here. He didn't like us and we didn't like him, but he was here. And this dude literally walks in. He's like, hey, I'm about to be let go, so I'm leaving so they can't fire me. And I'm just sitting. We're stunned. And so he gets up. He walks right around. He goes down that elevator, and not 30 seconds later, Adam walks in. Hey, is
whoever
Bill here, whatever his name was.
Not it either.
And I go, no, he just left. He goes, what do you mean? I go, he walked out the door with all of his stuff. We still have a show to do. So Paulie then jumps over to the board, and the rest is history. And
nice.
What was his name? Kurt, Kyle, Chris.
Don't tell me it's another K.
It's going to drive me crazy.
It's going to drive me crazy as well. Adam will remember.
Jeff?
Jeff sounds right. Jeff sounds
I think it was
right.
a Jeff. I think it was a Jeff. Well, I hope he's doing well wherever he is. Probably in that same Oklahoma sweatshirt, if I had to guess, because that dude wore that thing every single day. Man, that was a long time ago.
Kyle's done such a good job.
A good job.
My only worry is that Paulie is going to feel emboldened to go on more vacations now, knowing he's got a competent backup.
Yeah, you always run that risk too. But Paulie is such a worker. He likes, he's not going to do that. I don't think it was Jeff. That's what it was. Thank you, Purple. Holy cow. Man, that was a long time ago. Ben Higgins was always here. He's your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. How did your thing go last night? Your community
huddle.
Huddle. Okay.
Community
I was
going
to call it the community reach around.
Up in Oceanside. Other than getting there, which was like an hour and 40 minute slog from, the Channel 10 studios to Oceanside. The surf club. But once I was there, nice spot. It was nice, ocean breeze, probably the coolest spot in San Diego yesterday, right by the beach in Oceanside. Had a few dozen viewers and listeners who stopped by, had some good conversations, sat there for about probably an hour and a half, and then we wrapped it up and headed home. It was nice. Had my colleagues, Max was there, Ava, who we all got to meet earlier this week was there. Ryan Hill, some of our management was there as well, including our GM Leon, who had me out for our Super Bowl upfronts yesterday as well.
What does that mean?
So I didn't really know either until this week. It's a presentation to potential advertisers about big things coming up on the station, which includes Super Bowl 61, which we'll have on ABC 10, like the Oscars, the Grammys, Monday Night Football games. And they're trying to, hype up like big advertising packages, like make an impact for your local company with the great content that we're going to be having on ABC 10 in the future. And he said, could you come and speak, say just a few words about the excitement, Super Bowl and football season coming up? And I said, sure. Never really had done that, but it was nice to meet some of our partners, who work with us at the television station.
Potential partners as well. So you got to actually go in and do a little schmoozing / selling. Did you have a pitch written out? Did you have a?
No,
did you wing it?
I was kind of winging it a little bit. I put together some thoughts in my head just about the excitement coming up this season. Some storylines for football, like Myles Garrett going to the Rams.
Sure.
Could end up hosting the Super Bowl in their own stadium up in England or up in Inglewood.
England also.
I've got England on the brain because
obviously.
Yesterday's World Cup game and the Open Championship is underway as well right now.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good day yesterday.
That's a new one for you. I'm glad you got to do that. Now, again, they may start bringing you in on multiple pitches. The problem is when our salespeople invite me to go on, hey, Woodsy, this client, they want to go to lunch and they're interested in potentially advertising. Well, then what happens is I start selling and I leave the rep out of it. So they don't ask me to do it very much. And I'm like, hey, you don't know my product as well as I do. Zip your lip. I'm going to talk to this guy, get him the rate sheet, tell him how much it costs, but I'm going to talk to this guy and actually try to close him. And it's worked a couple times. And it gives me that old rush, that old seller's rush.
Yeah, my colleague Max said at his old station, the morning anchors, they'd used to, as soon as the morning show was done, sales would take them out on calls.
All day, right?
As part of the pitch.
Yeah.
Come on, meet some of our potential advertisers. We've never really done that. So
yeah, I don't want to do that, Adam. So don't get any ideas. The quickest way out the front door here for
How
me.
was your day?
Just FYI, dude, it was good. It was good.
Another kid-free day.
Another kid-free day.
Woods.
It was. I got home, and my wife has organized the entire house. Against I walked, you know what I caught her doing when I walked in? She was organizing my desk and my baseball cards. Now that's a pretty sacred area not to be. I have a system, piles of things that I know what they're there for. And I walked in and I will give her credit. It looks really good now. She put some things in bins. She married some things together in bins. So it's all kind of a one-stop shop. There for my baseball cards and my baseball card selling. So she organized that. Then she grabbed me by the arm, Benny, and then she took me back to the bedroom.
All right. It is 6 o'clock in the morning.
For some people, maybe, Kyle, not for me. I got to admire her work that she did in my closet and showed me all the shorts and pants that she's now organized by color as well as designer. All of the things that she's moved around in my closet, all of my shoes. I go, what are you like? You good? She's like, yeah, she said, I want to make hay while the kids are gone. I go, I think you've made enough hay.
So I saw your tweet last night that I need my kids to come home.
I do.
Hannah Nancaro's going to have me shining silverware any day now.
She's running out of stuff for me to do.
Here's the thing. I've never gotten the sense that your house was particularly disorganized.
It's not.
It was already fairly organized, yet you've spent now the better part of a week adding to the organization at your house?
Yeah, I guess amplifying the organization.
Amplifying is a good word.
Organizing the already organized.
Right.
Yeah, so she is running out of things. So she literally was at one point.
I mean, organization is a good thing.
It's great.
But can you be too organized?
I don't know that you can be too organized.
Okay.
I really don't. I don't know that you can. And knowing me, it'll all eventually start to kind of build up again, and we have to kind of reset it. But she's running out of stuff to do, and she's running out of ideas. And so I really, in my mind, I was like, she's going to make me get out like polish and a rag and polish silverware, just for me to have something to do, because nothing makes a wife more angry than when she walks in and sees her husband relaxing / enjoying himself. Nothing. There's nothing on the planet that makes them more upset than hey, how are you, Ben? Oh, you're just sitting there at your desk playing with your cards.
Why
right?
don't you guys go do something just fun today?
I don't know that we know how to have fun.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know that we know how to.
You do a beach day or a spa day or something.
We may go get embarrassing. We may go get a pedicure at some point. So, we may.
Couples pedicure. I love that idea for you.
She just said today is bedside table day.
Bedside
so I need to
table.
Go home
Dang
and
it!
work on my bedside table.
Your bedside table manner?
My bedside table manner. Easy does it. So that sounds like serial killer behavior. It comes as no surprise because every time she's there, she doesn't wear headphones or AirPods. She can't. She has very shallow canals, and they hurt her ears. So she walks around the house.
Hannah, I'm sorry about your shallow canals.
Carnal relations.
She walks around the house with her phone on top volume, and here's what you hear. And then she slit his throat in the kitchen. Did his son walk in or not? Like, it's murder, serial killer,
true crime
on her phone at top volume all the time. So it doesn't surprise me that she acts like a serial killer, because that's what she consumes most of the day. So my kids, Ben, here's the thing. My kids aren't going to be home until Saturday. It's only Thursday. So I still have Thursday night, Friday night, and they'll be home Saturday.
Would Hannah like to organize my house?
I bet she would, actually. She could. I mean, she could and would.
I
do
would be
it.
embarrassed for her to see how disorganized it is.
She did my closet. She did the kitchen, the kitchen drawer. That's my drawer when I put my keys and wallet in. That's all laid out now. So she is running out of stuff to do. And it's really freaking me out. So it makes me, I miss my kids a lot. I miss seeing them, and I think they're getting a little homesick too. So that's that.
I have another question for you.
Shoot.
Did I see correctly? Did you bring a gift for Kyle this morning?
I did. Why are you glaring at me?
So presumably like a thank you gift.
Correct.
For coming in this week.
Correct.
And filling in for Paul.
Right.
What did you get him?
Kyle,
what did you get?
I got a bottle of Santo tequila.
Santo tequila.
Indeed.
Okay. Yes. Santo tequila is delicious.
It is.
One of our sponsors here, opening day. We had Santo tequila.
Indeed.
I remember receiving bottles of Santo tequila. I've opened mine and enjoyed some of it at home.
Okay.
Would this be the same bottle that you received on opening day?
It would be
possibly.
It would be one of the bottles that
it is
got on opening day.
So this is a re-gift.
Yeah, it's a re-gift.
Really?
Yeah, but it's alcohol. Alcohol's universal. Yeah, I mean,
what? So I have on multiple occasions been scolded for the process of re-gifting quality items to other people.
I don't know. I went to the trouble yesterday of doing some investigative work.
I remember this now.
And I asked Kyle what he prefers to drink. And he said, I like whiskey and I like tequila. And I thought to myself, well, since
because he's half Scottish, half Mexican.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't like tequila.
My wife does, but
So is she upset that
no,
the tequila
remember that the Gestapo is at home. And what is the Gestapo doing right now? She's cleaning out. We cleaned out the pantry. And as we started to look, I go,
the liquor cabinet has been cleaned out.
And I looked at her and I go, we have a lot of alcohol for two people that really don't drink much at all. Like, I got to get rid of some of this. I took some beer. Remember, I texted you a picture of some beer. I go, is this still good? Took it over to my neighbor, Ron, dropped it off at his front door. That's a re-gift. He was elated.
So you're just the alcohol fairy.
I'm the alcohol fairy. So I saw that. I asked Kyle what he wanted, and I had some whiskey for you too if you wanted. But I went with the tequila because I think he'll like this. He was telling me he likes tequila old fashioned. So I went to the trouble of asking. Now, I remember your sunglasses that you re-gifted that number one, you didn't ask me, hey, would you wear these? And I would have said no, because I like women. I do not like these. These look like
those were quality sunglasses.
Yeah, if you're a 75-year-old golfer, those were quality sunglasses. So I brought him a thank you to, for his hard work.
Is this okay? So first of all, is Adam not paying you this week? Are you just here voluntarily? And I supposed to bring a gift as well?
Should I have texted you and said, "Hey, I'm going to bring"?
Where's my gift? I've been here all week.
In Ben's defense, he did ask me if I wanted coffee.
Where's
you're
my
giving
gift?
gifts to coworkers who show up and do their jobs this week, then where's my bottle of tequila? Thank you very much. I enjoy tequila.
If
you're
funny.
Cleaning out the liquor cabinet, I came and did my job the last 4 days just like Kyle did. So where's my gift?
I have extra tequila, as you know, but you got the same tequila that I did. So we can just pass the bottle back between us.
Right.
Great job, Eddie.
Should I be giving you a gift for showing up this week as well?
Oh, my
I didn't
Trade
realize.
gifts every
I
week.
didn't realize that we now need to
every week
gift our coworkers for showing up and doing their
Hey, what'd
jobs.
you give me this week?
You've done a great job.
Here's your neck pillow.
So I understand your point. Kind of. I also think it's terrible. I think that Kyle is doing something. Yes, his job is to work at the radio station. Doing mornings is different. He's dragging his ass out of bed. He's leaving sweet, beautiful Elaine laying there every day at 4:00 in the morning. That's not an easy task, I bet.
Easy, nope.
Coming in, dealing with. Now, I just took a picture that I'll send it to Paulie tomorrow because I'm going to tell Paulie the whole story of our Chairman Ben, standing over Kyle this morning, lording over him like
he was helping,
like a monster. Look at that. Just do this, do that. Like he's a real he's been a real dictator.
Over Ovenshire.
He's
right
over
there.
Ovenshire.
I do understand.
He's been a real dictator all week.
That Kyle has come and gone above and beyond his normal duties this week.
Yeah.
And I think you were actually very kind to bring him a gift. What I'm really a little perturbed about is that you didn't indicate to me that you were going to do something like that. And like, maybe, hey, would you like to get something together for Kyle? Because now I look once again like the cheapo who didn't think of giving Kyle a gift.
I don't think you
look
like it. I think you are it. I don't think it. I'm not making you look anyway. You make yourself look the way. I wrote him a nice note. I gave him my phone number in the note, and I said, if you need anything, call or text, but really don't. But you have it. But he's done a great job, and it is early. It's early. That's, if we did afternoons, I'd be like, I'm not getting him anything. It's easy. Would you wake up at noon, cruise in here? Like, forget it. Dragging your ass out of bed.
So this is specifically get up before Dark 100.
That's right,
tequila,
dude. That's right.
That is.
All right, here, SD Brothers, a straight question, Ben. Did you think about getting him a gift ever?
Not even for one brief second did I think about getting Kyle a gift. I'm still barely thinking about getting you a gift for your birthday, which is coming up on Sunday.
Well, we're actually celebrating tomorrow.
I know.
So you know who I thought about when I did it? Dave Rickards. And I thought to myself, what would Dave Rickards do? WWDRD. What would Dave Rickards do? One of my radio heroes. We need to have Dave on again at some point. This probably would have been the week for it, All-Star Week.
Good call.
Now that I think about it, after it's already over. But so see that the note card I wrote that on? It has Stephen Woods at the top. My wife had them made for me for Father's Day. It's just a white note card, but I got a bunch of them. Hold it up. Yeah, it says
personalized
Stephen,
stationery.
personalized. Well, the reason I did that is because I met with Dave. I met with Dave one time, and no, don't put my number up there. Please take that down.
Hey, everyone.
So I met with Dave one time, and I got a personalized note from him that had Dave Rickards at the top, and I thought, that's it. That is the pinnacle of class. And I showed my wife, and she goes, it's done.
From the desk of Stephen Woods.
It was so so cool. And I thought, she bought me like 300 of them. I probably have 294 of them left. So I'm trying to use them. Again, I've found all these treasures as we've been cleaning and organizing. And I need to do that. So I should have probably. Problem is, if I asked you, hey, should we get Kyle a gift? I think you would have flipped your wig. Flipped? No. I feel like you would have flipped your wig.
I would have very quietly steamed and huffed and reluctantly agreed is what I would have done, as I always do.
Because every year at Christmas, Kyle.
Fine.
Every year.
Fine. I mean, now I kind of have to if you're going to do it. That's
every year
fine.
Every year at Christmas, I remember the first time we were texting about, okay, we've got our Christmas show tomorrow. We got to make sure we bring at least Adam and Michael a gift. At the time, Michael was the GM, and Ben was livid. Yeah, Michael, why do we? He makes more money than we do. What are we going to bring him that he doesn't have already? I'm like, I don't know, a bottle of wine or something. Like, he's like, and then he hits us with the. I'm going to Costco today. I'll get it. I'll handle it. And he did. He sure did. He went to Costco.
Really nice bottle.
And got him a nice bottle of wine.
I hope he enjoyed it.
I think it went a long way. He's no longer here.
Right.
So hopefully he's enjoyed that. But, sometimes you try to do the classy thing. That's it.
Woods, you are.
Wait, is it your birthday tomorrow?
It is my birthday tomorrow.
What?
And you didn't get him anything? You are a scumbag. Absolute scumbag.
You did mention 31st, second birthday.
32nd.
32nd birthday. Tomorrow.
Hey, welcome to my world, man. Do you have anything laying around your car you could give? Maybe a sleeve of Callaway golf
in the
balls.
Chat earlier was like,
Certainly
he's going to give me a box of wings and things after the round.
Yeah.
Table.
Hey, all the breadsticks you can
How
eat
is
on
that
him.
any different than a bottle of tequila?
What do you mean?
It's something that we got through the radio station for free.
Kyle, do you
That's
play
true.
golf?
I don't.
There
play
you go.
golf.
That's how it's different. That's how it's different. Ask and answer.
Would you like wings or breadsticks for a gift? I've got opportunity to get you both later today.
It's such a treasure. Enjoy that tequila. I hope you and Elaine are very happy. Don't drink it all at one sitting. Don't burn yourself out.
I won't.
But I needed to get out of my house too. Dude. You should come over. Pick through any of the other stuff that we are looking to get rid of this week. Yeah,
fill it.
I'll pack you a little Woods crate, and it's great. My wife, she makes me give my baseball cards away now, like my extras. So I'm handing those out at Little League. I've got I give like this kid across the street. He's so sweet. Ron's grandson, Brycey will just walk up to me. Do you have baseball cards? And I'm like, Bryce, you hang on right here. And I run in and I bring him a big old trough of baseball cards. He doesn't care. He's just like,
you're like the ice cream man.
Literally.
Just walking around with baseball cards.
So I'm trying to get stuff out right now. If there's anything you need, Ben, let me know. I found some nice wine. We had to get rid of some white wine. There was a bunch of stuff floating in it. Looked like ham, but it was gross. And I looked it up. White wine doesn't hold very well at all.
That's more of you got to drink it fairly fresh.
Yeah, drink it fresh. So
the cork sometimes disintegrates and you get
what it was.
The sediment inside the bottle.
It was nasty. So we had to toss that.
All right, here's what we've got. Within the next hour, we should be joined in studio by our all-star for a Thursday. Darren Smith is going to be with us, so that'll be a part of what we've got coming up today. We will set the menu for our Ben and Woods program on a Thursday, final day of the all-star break. Padres returning to action tomorrow. But before I do anything else, because I've been waiting so late, I want to give our early tier ones an opportunity to win our prize this week. We've got tickets for Alice Cooper at Cal Coast Credit Union Amphitheater on November 17th. If you want to call right now to win a pair, be the fourth caller at 833-288-0973. Fourth caller at 833-288-0973. Win tickets, or you can get your own right now on sale at Ticketmaster.com for Alice Cooper. November 17th at the Cal Coast Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll come back, set the menu for the entire program. Obviously, unbelievable World Cup game yesterday. We'll get into that with Darren. And if I wasn't already wearing it enough in our first segment, we're going to go back to our first half highlights.
This is unreal.
Going to wear it once again in a clip that we've got coming up next. Broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, When your baseball team is in the hunt, every decision matters. Preparation shows up, mistakes get magnified. That's the same mindset people need heading into retirement. Once you're close, there's less room for error. Market downturns, inflation, or poor timing can have a bigger impact. That's why Trajan Wealth helps people prepare before it's crunch time. I even have my kids already set up at Trajan Wealth because, hey, even though they're decades away from retirement, it's never too early to start planning. Just go to trajanwealth.com to get started. Their fiduciary advisors help build income and investment strategies designed to weather the volatility so you're not reacting under pressure. They're local, independent, right here in San Diego. Office is now Liberty Station, Del Mar, and Escondido. So if retirement is getting closer, now is the time to be proactive. You can start by calling 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1, or just go online to trajanwealth.com. Trajan Wealth, plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com. Congrats to Robert. Just won the Alice Cooper tickets for November. Should have one more pair to give away tomorrow. Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We've got the Padres getting underway tomorrow to start the second half of the season, Woods. We do have pitching matchups, at least mostly pitching matchups for the series against the Kansas City Royals.
Okay.
Padres will start with Michael King. I don't think that's any surprise. Pitched fairly well over the final month or so of the first half, and he'll be opposed by former Padre Seth Lugo tomorrow at 5:10 in the first game of the series at Kauffman Stadium. Saturday, Griffin Canning will start game 2 of the second half. The Royals have not decided on a starter. That game starts at 1:10 our time. And then on Sunday, I thought this was a little interesting. The Padres will throw German Marquez, who, remember, started the last game before the All-Star break on Sunday. So he gets bumped up a little bit in the rotation, a little less rest than the other guys. Of course, didn't pitch all that much in the first half, so maybe doesn't need as much rest against Noah Cameron at 11:10 a.m. You can read too much into it, but my guess would be that's a clear pecking order right now for your San Diego Padres pitching rotation. At least, what Ruben Niebla and Craig Stammen feels like gives them the best chance to win games coming out of the break.
Yeah, this is probably the reason why I don't have a tremendous amount of confidence moving forward. Again, realizing that anything can happen, right? Anything. In baseball, nothing should surprise us. It usually does. But it's when you lay that out like that, not that the Royals, any of those guys scare me either, but look who we're talking about, man. Until they're not the worst offense in baseball, or until they're not the almost worst starting pitching staff in baseball, I'm going to have a little trepidation about it.
Padres also made a move yesterday, placing Wandy Peralta on the bereavement list. No details there, but sorry for Wandy. Johnny Brito right back to the big leagues after he had been called up and then sent back down.
They gave him
he will be back up.
They gave him a real short leash his first time back. I know he had a rough game.
I think it was. I don't think that's why they sent him down.
Just options.
I think it was just he had thrown a couple of innings and they needed a fresh arm. And now it's that
before
point of the season
half hit,
where they just are going to bring guys up and send them back down. Now that they've used his option, I believe it was his last option.
Oh, was that his last option?
So now that means this season you can freely send him up and down. But next season, if you want to keep Johnny Brito, and you still have control of Johnny Brito, I believe for another year or two, you will not be able to send him back down to the minors. He'll be like Ron Marinaccio, who is out of
put
options.
Him on waivers.
You would have to put him on waivers to send him down to the minors next year. Johnny Brito can make that a non-issue by pitching really well in spring training and throughout the year, and you don't want to send him down to the minors, but it does give A.J. Preller less options in the future, literally, of what to do with his bullpen. And, bullpen management is a very important aspect of what any team does throughout the course of the season. So
you're basically talking about the second worst team in baseball that we are going to be coming out of the chute facing. They'd lost 5 in a row. They are 10 games out of a wild card, Ben, even in your beloved, ridiculously easy American League. Again, I don't know how many times we can say it.
They have good players. I have no doubt about it. They
still have good players. They do. Caglione and Bobby Witt, and but
the past
Salvador Perez. I think Vinny's hurt. I think
is he? And Lugo has pitched well the last few years. So
he's had a rough time. I think honestly the failings of their starting pitching may have been what murdered them early. And Bobby Witt, remember, got off to that Fernando Tatis Jr. start where he went, a couple months without hitting a long ball, and he's figured it out. But yeah, you have to throw your foot on these guys' throats. Has anything that you've seen from the Padres this year tell you, yeah, this is the team to smell blood in the water and go out and attack? No, they haven't. Now, could that be the
series was good? That team was kind of shaky when they got here, injury riddled, and they did what they needed to do and swept them.
But that's about it.
That's about it. Rockies, they handled pretty well early in the season, but that's when the Padres were playing pretty good baseball. So,
and the Rockies are also tied with the Royals for the second worst team in baseball. So again, handle business, and then you start to open some eyes, and go out and beat Seth Lugo tomorrow night. Show that you're refreshed, you're refocused, you're ready to jam.
The chat more knowledgeable than I am. A couple people chiming in that Wandy's father passed away, Pedro Peralta. So sorry, and our condolences out to Wandy Peralta. So he probably won't be there for at least a couple of days for the start of the second half of the season.
It's crazy, too, because he is such a valuable piece of this bullpen right now. A valuable piece.
His value also goes beyond the innings and the big outs that he's gotten. You can get a ground ball from Wandy pretty much at any time, especially with a lefty-lefty matchup. But everyone down there says he's kind of the glue for the bullpen. He's the class clown. He's the funniest guy on the team. And you need those guys in a long season. Absolutely. And Wandy has served that role well. Here's what we've got coming up on the rest of the program. As I mentioned, Darren Smith's going to be our all-star for the day. He's in not only with our show coming up in the next half hour or so, but he's going to stick all the way through our roundtable, our Epic Wings Padres roundtable in our 9 o'clock hour as we review the first half of the Padres season with the entire 97.3 The Fan on-air staff, and then a look ahead to the second half of the season at 8:20 or 7:20. Don't do this. We got a moment from the ESPY Awards last night, a little bit of an embarrassing one for you yesterday to play. And then, of course, we will go in deep on the World Cup, especially with Darren on yesterday's unbelievable 2-1 win for Argentina over England. Just one of those matches that I think people will be talking about. One of the guys I met at our community huddle, English guy, was there and just devastated. I need to get a pint just to drown my sorrows. He said it was, if you are an England football fan, has to be one of the toughest things you've ever watched. Your team trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead to get to the World Cup final and just seeing it slip away the way it did at the end.
Yeah, it was. I watched the entire match and was really blown away at how exciting it was and how I kept putting myself to, and again, we're going to talk to literal soccer expert Darren Smith coming up in a little bit, so I don't want to go too much. What I did think of, who I thought of immediately was, imagine being the referees for this. You are in such a no-win situation. Cool, right? That's like the pinnacle. You have hit the top of your game. Who would want it? Who would want that gig that day with those two teams playing against each other, knowing I could be handing out a yellow card from what, about a minute in? Yeah, about a minute in. If I really wanted to rule this game with the letter of the law, all right, boom, boom, boom. I mean, it was nasty.
There were like 17 fouls and 2 shots in the first half. It was brutal at the start. And then the second half was something that goes down in World Cup lore for sure. We'll let Darren
will
be here to guide us through a lot of that talk starting in our next hour at 8:20. We'll play Real or Fake because it is a Thursday, Throwback Thursday at 8:20, chance to qualify for the Vegas getaway to the Fountain Blue. And then we've got some more first half highlight drops that we're going to get to in our 8:30 segment. And we'll also get to coming up here in a moment after traffic as we go back. I do have a tendency to want credit for things.
You do?
I do. I will acknowledge. I like being right. And I like people telling me that I was right when I was right.
What do you like more? It doesn't give you the self-satisfaction of just saying, oh, I nailed that. You like to be told.
I like the credit.
You like the credit.
So we will go back with one of our first half highlights. I will play that right out of our check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
Getting crowded through National City, northbound on the 5 from Mile of Cars Way to Division. Past this, you're good all the way to Encinitas. Joey Vlasny with Odyssey, San Diego traffic.
This update is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Speeding, a ticket, or worse, in a crash. No one makes summer plans.
I'm taking that tequila back, Kyle.
Ben and Woods on a Thursday, brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
See the breaking news from Dennis Lynn?
No?
I don't know why people are getting so upset about this.
That was kind of crazy.
People are getting so upset that the Padres, despite an already strong bullpen and the obvious needs for offense and starting pitching, are monitoring the trade market for relief help. Have you guys not been following this team for forever? Like, they always want to improve their bullpen, and
it was the names that were thrown out.
Well, those guys are available. I doubt very much that AJ Preller wants to bring Josh Hader back
or
Aroldis Chapman. Aroldis Chapman would be nasty here. God.
AJ's gonna AJ.
He's going to AJ.
I know that. I mean, I just saw a report that David Morgan's touching triple digits.
Yeah, 101
in the minor leagues. You have plenty of relief pitching.
No, you
right
don't.
Now.
You never do. You never, ever, ever do. It's so much cheaper than starting pitching.
It is,
obviously. So, okay, you're shopping from the bargain bin a little bit, but they're always going to look to improve the bullpen. Is anybody going to mind if they improve the bullpen and maybe a couple of guys that will go unnamed will be not in the bullpen anymore?
Where are you going to find the innings for them? Who are you going to take innings away from?
Mason Miller is one of them.
All right. Well, okay. If you're doing that to save your,
how about a double closer for you?
I mean, I don't want you. I don't want to trade big value for a Josh Hader or an Aroldis Chapman. Just put Bradley Rodriguez in the minors.
What's big value? I don't want to trade Ethan Salas. You know what I mean? For a rental of Aroldis Chapman.
The last time they traded for a reliever, they gave up their top prospect. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that again.
If you can get it, but without expending, an arm and a leg, sure, make the bullpen stronger.
But he's going to improve the bullpen, and this bullpen is not infallible, as is no bullpen is infallible right now. And I think we're in May, and I'm good with him looking to upgrade. I'm good with him looking to upgrade any and every part of this team. That doesn't mean that we still don't need help offensively. Doesn't mean we still don't need help starting pitching wise. I mean, he's bargain binned it up pretty good to this point as far as starting pitchers go.
It's always a good thing when your team is looking to improve rather than tear it down. So that's a positive. However it comes, he's looking to add, not subtract. So good thing. I missed that report, though.
Justin says, why spend more prospects getting more spend your money and more prospects getting bullpen arms when that's the only strong area of the team? How does that help with slug? It obviously doesn't, but it does help you possibly prevent runs and win close games, knowing you don't have a lot of slug, knowing you don't have a lot of offense, really trying to limit the other team. It's not just about scoring runs. It's about preventing runs as well. And I love an upgrade in the bullpen. I am fully supportive of it. He has my full-throated endorsement.
Adam points out both of those guys you mentioned are lefties.
Yeah.
And, you've got Adrian Morejon, but then it's Wandy and Yuki. By the way, Wandy with a 2.35 ERA and Yuki still with a 0.00 ERA through about 10 or 11 innings already this season.
Neither have pitched. Yuki may be the most uncomfortable watch on this team. I actually like watching Wandy pitch. I do.
I know you do.
I do. When he cranks it up to 97 on the black, I'm like, yes, Yuki just makes me. I just sweat every time he's on the bump, and I get it. 0 ERA.
Crazy that he has not given up a run.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's like crazy. It's like Toddy not hitting a homer. I mean, it's the exact same opposite in a good way, right?
As mystifying as that is, the other direction. How is Yuki Matsui not giving up a run yet this season?
He's like, what did I do?
All right, we got a contestant on the line. Before we try to crown another winner, though, I'll take a quick. I never do this, but. Well, I do if I get a chance to. Victory lap. I told you.
What do you mean you never do
take
this?
the thunder.
Stop the clock.
I never do this.
Oh my god.
Well, I told you yesterday. I don't give out picks because I don't bet. But I actually.
You take victory laps like Carl Lewis takes victory
twice
laps.
a day.
On Twitter, on air.
Not gambling victory laps because I don't do it.
If you could blank your own blank, would you?
I did actually.
I think you would.
Put some prize picks on the old Thunder last night, and they came through for me with the 122-113 win over the Spurs. So
it's one of the most offensive things I've ever said.
I'm sick to my stomach right now. I'm sick. Guys, I never do this.
If you don't promote yourself, who's going to promote you?
I will. Okay, and he will.
Well, you didn't mention that I won yet. I
texted you last night.
I wanted you to do it on the air. Gave you 2.5 hours to say nice pick yesterday. tier ones. Thanks, Benny, for giving me a big winner last night in the NBA. No one said anything, so I had to say it myself.
I had many first dates, Ben, that also said, I never do this. Totally. I totally believe you. This never happens. All right. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. That's one of the funniest things that's ever been uttered.
That's literally one of the funniest things you've ever
Paulie
said.
looked at me. I looked at him. I'm like,
As
is
it was
he out of
coming
his
out of my
mind?
mouth, I did kind of realize that, but
Oh, that
all
was
right,
so
shall we
good.
play our game?
It's like a point of pride with you. Like, you own it.
Not sure why we had such a long setup on that clip, but
Paulie had 1 foot in Vegas when he laid that clip
I will
in there.
point out that the we were just talking about Wandy and the bullpen.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you listen back to conversations how very little has changed about what you feel about those relievers. Like, yeah, the numbers are pretty good still for Yuki. You never feel totally confident when he comes into a game.
And I never do. I wish that I did. But I don't. When he walks out to the mound or when he goes to Yuki, man, I am a nervous Purvis every time it happens. Why did Paul leave that in there? I'm going to be thinking about it all day.
Why there's so much.
I kept waiting.
You can't just jump sometimes into.
You literally could have
were,
jumped
that one
right
could have
in.
jumped in a little faster, I think. So,
but
I also feel, since I'm pointing out when I was right.
Oh God,
the Padres. The Padres have survived. Their bullpen has remained good, even with Jeremiah Estrada going down, even with Jason Adam going down. You would think, oh man, no bullpen can survive losing 2 of their best 4 back-end relievers. But for the most part, the Padres bullpen has not been the problem at all this year. They have continued to perform at an exceptionally high level throughout the season, which was what we were counting on. I mean, if you didn't have the bullpen you did, there would be no chance that the Padres
they would be at their expected record.
Would still be, they would be 8 to 10 games under 500 at this point.
No, I agree.
The bullpen has given them at least a fighting chance going into the second half of the season.
But I don't disagree with buying for the bullpen. I do not. I never will. I think anytime you can get more weapons, different looks, and
Tom Krasovic wrote about Josh Hader being a potential option to improve for the second half. How does that make the Padres a better team overall?
Having Josh Hader?
Well, I get it. I mean, you can be even more aggressive in the bullpen than you already are, but you've been pretty aggressive the first half of the season, and it's gotten you to 500.
Well,
you need to get leads to that bullpen.
Then that's on the offense.
Having better bullpens that are still going to be inheriting deficits from the starting rotation because the offense didn't score enough and they gave up too many runs. Are you just going to ensure closer losses in the second half of the season?
I don't think you buy to ensure closer losses or closer games. I think you buy and bolster the bullpen because you can shorten games, as we mentioned. And again, if you do happen to make the playoffs, changes the entire equation. The entire equation is changed. We saw Dave Roberts do it 2 years ago. We saw him do it the opposite way last year because he had starting pitching available. He didn't when they won that World Series with Flaherty and Yamamoto. 2, one really good pitcher and one, average, gets you through. But he went to that bullpen. He'd go to that bullpen in the 4th, and those guys would piece it together for him every single night.
And I would say that bullpen wasn't as good as this Padres bullpen. They were exceptional during those playoffs. They
were absolutely
But overall, this Padres bullpen is deeper, better at the back end than even that Dodger bullpen that did win them a World Series. So why can't the Padres bullpen do the same thing? I'll agree with you there.
Yep. Yeah, so I think he probably will buy for the bullpen. I think he probably will. That's kind of what he does. So, but yeah, the offense got to step up a lot in the second half for sure. I think they know that. You know where to go but up for those guys.
All guests on Bennett Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. Darren Smith should be on his way momentarily. He will join us coming up sometime here in our 7 o'clock hour.
Shout out to Bree. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Bree. Your boyfriend, Anthony. That's like Casey Kasem long distance shout out. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bree. Happy early birthday, Kyle.
Yes.
Happy early birthday, Woods.
Thank you.
All right, we will come back. We didn't get to it yesterday, but I did want to discuss that MLB and the Olympics story that came out. That and more next with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Baseball coverage on 97.3 The Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. And some baseball coverage that I wanted to talk about yesterday, didn't get to, was the story from Evan Drellick in The Athletic about more CBA negotiations, obviously continuing to go between the owners and the players, but the proposal from owners about the 2028 Olympics.
Yes.
Seems like that wouldn't be a giant point of contention.
Right.
We've talked for a while about the excitement of potentially getting Major League Baseball players competing at the 2028 games in Los Angeles.
Sure.
Right here in Southern California.
I've got tickets to baseball.
You do have tickets.
I have Hannah got tickets to, I can't remember what round, but I have actual tickets to go see baseball. I'm assuming that's at Dodger Stadium, would be my guess, right?
They can't all be at Dodger Stadium. I think like USC's field is going to be used, UCLA.
Well, we have
there's a whole tournament.
That's true. I don't know. I don't know where. I think it's at Dodger Stadium. Okay. She can put it in the chat.
Uniqlo Field.
I'm sorry, Uniqlo Field.
Or maybe if it's like the World Cup, it'll just be Los Angeles Baseball Stadium.
Right.
No sponsors.
So I have tickets for it, and I'm not the world's biggest Olympics fan. I'm not the biggest fan of driving up to LA for sporting events, or I can do it for concerts and stuff, but it's a tough putt, dude. But when she said she got baseball, I was like, oh yeah, we got to go.
Well,
Doesn't matter.
You will either be seeing the most incredible baseball tournament of all time or a bunch of minor leaguers. And it depends on how this plays out now during the CBA negotiations.
Would you care a lot? Because I remember the days of the young stud college players. I wouldn't mind. I'm not going to lose my mind watching young stud college players go out and battle. I really wouldn't.
I mean, in the days when the Olympics was all about amateur athletes, that was fine, but now it's not. Everybody in the Olympics is a pro.
Even
track and field, to swimming, to everything.
Even college players make $2 million a year now. You know what I mean? Like, they're getting paid. It's
fair, but if I want to watch now an Olympic baseball tournament, I want to see the best baseball players in the world if I'm going to do it. I think it's a letdown if you don't get major leaguers into the Olympic tournament. It's an afterthought compared to everything else. If you're giving me the choice of which Olympic event I want to watch, and you're telling me Major League Baseball players, I'm there. If you're telling me it's college baseball players, then I want to go watch something else. I want to go watch, I want to watch the swimming or the track or something.
I like prospects, so
fair enough.
I'm a prospect lover now.
But the sticking point now is Major League Baseball owners say, okay, if we're going to do this, though, it has to be mandatory. If you are chosen for your team, you can't back out and say, no, I'm just rather take the 2 weeks off, get ready for the second half of the season.
So they would do it. It would be right around
when the Olympics are going
July,
on. Yeah, whatever it is in July.
What about the All-Star break?
I don't know whether they would still do it as
6
normal.
months off, guys.
But it would go on like an 11-day tournament. And if you're chosen, you have to go. And what are the consequences if you don't go? Then you can't play at the start of the second half of the season. Even if you're injured and you don't go, you still have to serve your injury time to start the second half of the season. And Major League Baseball players, as you can imagine, responded with, whoa. Yeah, we're interested in doing the Olympics, but we don't like the idea of it's absolutely mandatory that we have to go. They want to protect the interests of players who may not feel like participating in the Olympic Games.
They really are just like me. Woodsy, would you like to pitch for the Olympics? Yes. Woodsy, you have to pitch in the Olympics. No. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah. Absolutely not. You just tell me I have to go. You don't tell. I would be happy to go, but don't tell me I have to. Yeah, it's a weird one, and I can see why it would make the players bristle. Taking the move of can't do it. I got interventions on my knee I got to get done. Well, okay, great. You can get those interventions and not play, but then you have to sit after the second half of your season starts. It should be mostly Dodgers anyway. They just rest all of their players in the second half. I mean, they should be ready to go. These guys should be raring to go.
I think what some people are missing, this proposal to me actually does a favor to the players. They're pushing back because, like you said, no one wants to feel like something is mandatory when it should be fun and extra, and you should have the choice to do it. But what mandatory does is it takes some pressure off the players who are worried about their teams and the second half and like, I don't know if I should be doing this. I had a really rough first half and I want to represent my country, but
really good point.
I would probably be better in the second half for my team if I just took that time off. I'm a pitcher. I'm going to put more innings on my arm. What are my teammates going to think?
You're like I had to. I'm being
it's like a selfish by going and competing for my country. By making it mandatory, it actually removes a lot of the pressure from guys who want to do it.
Very valid, Benny.
But are uncomfortable putting their own team behind their country in that situation. Yeah. And to me, no one's really saying it, but I think that's why the owners made it that way. It's like everybody's going to have that issue. Like, it's the middle of the season. We need time off. We need to rest. And they're going to feel that pressure one way or another, whether it's overtly, like someone in the organization says, we'd love you to compete for your country, but you really could use a couple of weeks off. You threw a lot of pitches in the first half. This would take all of that away by making it mandatory. There's just no question. I was picked. I am going to compete for my country. And if I'm throwing 4 or 5 innings in this game, I'm throwing 4 or 5 innings in this game. It's the manager's decision, out of my control. Guys, you negotiated this. This is what I have to do.
We negotiated this. We signed up for this. It's a very, very salient point that you make, Benny. And
but can they actually
sell that
point,
though?
Yeah, can they get to the point where everybody agrees on it?
Right.
and then we have a pretty cool Olympic tournament.
You know, you're gonna have guys lined up to play for their country. No question. I mean, period. For all countries, right? And you know, like think about the San Diego Padres. It's the WBC, but just more and bigger and all of that. Those guys was the biggest bone of contention for 90% of Padres fans because Fernando Tatis didn't smile as much as when he did playing a short 2-week tournament. Right?
Right.
I think that's the fear, though. Like players do so well, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, what happened to that guy?"
Dude, it's happened, Kyle, all season long. If I had $1 for every tweet that said, "Why aren't Manny and Fernando as happy as they are?" Bro, like if you don't get the difference in a 2-week tournament and 162 game plus
so true.
plus preseason grind. What's the word I'm looking for? Spring training grind.
Yeah.
And the travel and everything else. If you can't make that distinction, I can't help you. I cannot help you. Like it's different. You know, it's just vastly different. So yeah, you're gonna have that stuff to worry about. But you look at the Padres and you're like, they're represented by 8 different nations. Guys are going to be wanting to go play for country. It's going to be awesome. It always is awesome. The WBC kicked ass. And so I think this is just going to be a better version of that.
I wonder if they do end up implementing this, how the WBC is then handled. Would they push it back to 2030?
I know, right?
Because you're not going to want to do an Olympic tournament and then 8 months later play a WBC. So you'd probably push that back. And then in the future, now, does this just mean we're always doing baseball in the Olympics, or is it because it's in Los Angeles and, you know, the time zone works for everybody? Like in 2032, is everybody going to Brisbane, Australia to play a baseball tournament?
I will go to Brisbane, Australia.
Yeah,
my friends down there. Yeah.
That's where the 2032 Summer Games are going to take place.
So it's centralized in just Brisbane?
Yeah, the 2032 Summer Olympics, July 23rd to August 8th in Brisbane, Australia. And that's the only one that's been determined. I don't think they've announced the 2036 host yet for the Olympics. I can't necessarily see sending every baseball star in 2032 to Australia for 11 days to play games that will probably air at 3 a.m. in the United States, where baseball fans are primarily located.
I am here for
so
it.
my guess is this is a one-off sort of Olympic tournament.
Which, if it's a one-off, it's probably easier to sell. But I do really.
David makes a good point, though. That's the middle of winter in Australia as well.
That is true.
I think it's a very temperate climate.
Is it?
It'd be like holding the Summer Olympics in, November here.
Okay,
in San Diego.
yeah, we'll be fine.
Not particularly, bad weather, but it is. Yeah, that is the middle of winter.
It is weird though when you think about the things that are being let out and that are being proposed, and it just try to remember. Both sides are going to have to give a lot. They're both going to have to give a lot. It's going to get so ugly. But it is odd that this one is one that is kind of leaked out already. And the mandatory, we are going to select the team is wild to me. That's wild. Now you're going to have guys that go, select me. I'm in. Like, of course. Paul Skeens is going to be wrapped in an American flag running out to the mound. Like, we know that's happening. Yeah. But, I wonder if there's guys that would need some cajoling to get out there. It's just a weird way to do it, but it does make sense.
I mean, the All-Star break is important for these guys.
No question.
That middle of the season,
we should have taken it off. I'm exhausted talking about this team.
Totally.
Exhausted.
Totally.
Next year, All-Star break, we are off. I'm telling you right now.
Even the All-Stars, even the guys who competed on Tuesday, they still get a couple of days.
They get a couple days.
Coming back. And maybe with the Olympics, they'll have a couple days at the back end, but there'll be a difference, though. Think of the second half of the 2028 season. You'll have guys who just had a 2-week break, and they may be more rested than they've ever been for the second half of the season. Maybe they're rusty. I don't know, but that'll be a huge, we'll watch carefully how the Olympians fare in the second half versus the non-Olympians.
It's funny, man.
In 2028, if this comes to pass.
I thought about this yesterday as I was watching the World Cup, and Darren Smith is on his way. He just texted me. I had to drop his missus off at the airport. And so I thought about this yesterday as I'm watching these soccer players play so hard, run so much, get, sometimes, drilled pretty good, throw their bodies around. And I thought to myself, do we baby baseball players a little too much? Do we? I wonder if we do. And I get it. The season is incredibly long. It's incredibly long to cover. Playing it is excruciatingly long. But if Messi, how many games does Messi play in a calendar year? How many soccer matches does he play, or some of these other guys?
I mean, between club and country.
Country.
It's not nothing, but it's rarely more than one a week, occasionally two in a week.
How much training do they do?
They have most summers off when there's not a World Cup.
Well, these guys get summers off. Well, not summers off. They get winters off.
Yeah.
I do wonder sometimes if we can ask them to play another 2 weeks, right? Or, I'm down. I've always been down for making the All-Star break even a little bit longer, giving the guys that are All-Stars the full time that everybody else got. Everybody else gets a little bit extra. I have no problem with that. But I do feel like, hey, man, you guys can go out and play another game. I get it. Pitchers are important, and you want every bullet that they have, you want to save. I understand that. But playing baseball, actually throwing and playing baseball helps you get ready to play more baseball. Does that make sense? The more baseball you play, the better
absolutely.
You are.
You have to build up. It's a game where, you can't just go in cold and play. Now, I'm sure soccer has some of that as well. And with Messi, it's kind of interesting because he's in MLS, and there's not tons of MLS players in this World Cup. They're all getting this 2-month break. SDFC is just back at training and getting ready for their first match on Wednesday. When they come back, we'll talk to Darren about it. But only 2 guys on the whole team were in the World Cup. There was Anibal Godoy, who played for Panama, 3 games, and they were eliminated. And then CJ Dos Santos, who didn't play at all. He was the backup to Vozinha, the Cape Verde viral sensation goalkeeper, who he talked about it when he got back. What an incredible experience to play and just be on the bench and in training for Cape Verde.
So cool.
Who, ironically, the 2 finalists, so Spain is taking on Argentina. Neither of them were able to beat Cape Verde in regular time. One of them ended in a 0-0 tie against Spain. The other, Argentina, needed extra time to beat them and eliminate them.
So badass.
And Cape Verde,
crazy.
both
badass.
finalists, and neither of them could beat that Vozinha in 90 minutes of regulation.
So badass. Can't wait to talk to Darren about yesterday's
he's
match.
on his way.
Should be here in a minute.
So he'll be here soon. We'll get to Don't Do This coming up next. Again, an SB moment from last night. Should have some fun audio as well. That is coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
But quickly, my friends, if you do own a business, if you work at a business with more than 25 employees, like let's say you're the CFO or the HR manager, it can really put you underwater at times. So wanted to introduce to you Super Sure Insurance, one super agency, one super platform for you. They will take such great care of you, and very simple to go to supersure.com today. And, you do realize that your business runs all year long. There's gaps in risk involved, and you want to make sure you're covered at every turn. So if company has more than 25 employees, I would give them a shout today via supersure.com. You can access all their tools that will take good care of you and your team at supersure.com. There are tools like the fine print facts and the business value calculator that estimates what your business is worth, so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all of your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
idiot, you moron.
The apple sometimes does fall from the tree.
Don't do this
Do not tweet that.
with Ben and Woods
I like a Nickelback song or two.
on 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Get right into Don't Do This. Gnarly story out of the World Series of Poker, which is just wrapping up in Las Vegas. Jared Greiner, poker pro, competed in a ton of the events, won a bunch of money. And apparently when you're at the World Series of Poker, you can have them hold like all your winnings until the end. And so he went and got all of his cash that he had won, thousands of dollars during the World Series of Poker. And then he got back to his Airbnb. He was ready to check out, head back to LA, like at the end of the day. And when he got there, he said, and he posted screenshots of, what he wrote to the police and everything. 2 guys were waiting for him at his Airbnb, pushed him down to the ground, held him down, hog-tied him with duct tape, and took all of his money. Is all in cash that he had just gotten from the World Series of Poker. He was had to wriggle out for hours before then calling the police and filing a report. But
I just got a really good bid idea. How long would it take you to wriggle out of duct tape hog-tied?
have you ever been hog-tied?
No, I've never been hog-tied. I wouldn't even know how to hog-tie someone.
I mean, it's just the hands and the feet together behind your
Behind
back,
you,
right?
right?
All together.
Or can't you do it in front, too?
I guess you could do it in front.
I'd prefer it in the front.
Isn't there a safe in your hotel though? Or?
Well, it wasn't
Well, he said Airbnb.
So, yeah, the casino held all the money
For
until
week.
the end, and then he went to get it because he was leaving with the money. So they obviously had been casing him,
yeah.
ready,
knowing who won, what he was going to do,
and where he was staying, and what he was probably going to do at the end to get all the money.
It's scary, dude.
Very scary.
Very scary. All right, Darren is here. I'm going to go get him. But first, I'm going to leave you with this brilliant audio from last night. Mike Tyson was giving an award for single game performance. It was Mike Tyson and Jake Paul or Logan Paul. I don't know the difference. One of the Paul
at the
brothers
ESPYs.
at the ESPYs. And this is the audio. Now, you're going to have to listen for him off mic a little bit.
And the ESPY award goes to, check this out, Shohei Ohtani.
Okay. Close.
Shohei could not be here tonight. He sends his gratitude and appreciation to ESPN and everyone who voted for him.
Shohei's a guy.
Shohei's a guy? He had no idea. He had no idea.
Mike Tyson, Shohei. I guess,
Gender
if you don't,
neutral.
if you know nothing about one of the 3 most famous athletes on the planet and you're Mike Tyson, I guess Shohei's a guy? Was he expecting some woman to come up
I
on
guess
stage
he
and accept
was.
the ESPY for single game performance? Yet you're not surprised by Mike Tyson really with anything. Is there anything Mike Tyson could do, Kyle, that surprises you at this point?
I don't think so.
I don't think
no.
so. That he doesn't know that Shohei's a guy? Fine. It's just classic Mike Tyson. All right, we got fun audio here for Do This, Kyle.
DD mega doo-doo.
Since Darren is coming up, we'll certainly be talking about the World Cup in our next segment, but seemed like the entire planet was watching the comeback, the tying goal by Argentina against England in the 85th minute yesterday. And then looks like it's going to extra time, but no. In the 92nd minute, Messi just lifts the perfect crossing pass to the middle, the header for the winning goal. And we have both the Spanish language and then the Argentinian national broadcasters losing their mind. Let's do the Spanish. Andres Cantor, Spanish television, his famous goal call, but done a little bit differently this time. That's when it went off the post.
Maca. Messi engancha y va, tiró con la derecha.
How does he do
I
it?
don't know.
How does he do it?
He's not done.
He's not done.
¡Golazo argentino! Asistencia de Leo con la derecha. Por aquí no. Por allá sí.
So we've heard his voice just get progressively scratchier throughout the tournament, which you're not surprised. But I've never heard. I think it was like 6 or 7 goals back to back.
Incredible.
And that even compared to the Argentinian national announcer, and I've seen a couple of the calls from him over the tournament. The guy just gets so emotional, like tears in his eyes. He's shaking with excitement. And here's what it sounded like on the Argentinian broadcast yesterday, the go-ahead goal.
Julián Álvarez, abierto Nico González, Argentina entusiasmado, embalado, con fe, vamos. Va Nico a buscar mano a mano, lo marca Conza, no deja atrás para Julián, viene para Julián, entrega para Enzo, va Enzo, abrió la cancha para Nico, va para Nico, mete por abajo, le queda Alexis, apuntó y palo, va para Messi, va Leo, luego del palo, pero qué trasero que tienen, por Dios, ponerse otra cosa, viene Messi, va Leo, va Messi, mete el centro, Lautaro viejo mal. Vamos Argentina, carajo. Siempre hay que confiar. No termina hasta que no termina. No termina hasta que no termina. Nunca hay que dejar de creer. Argentina 2, Inglaterra 1. Lautaro viejo más. Argentina en mi corazón estamos juntos. Siempre juntos. Argentina 2-1. 47 minutos, Juan Pablo. Vamos Argentina todavía. No se puede tener tanto culo. No es Argentina 2-1.
Is it too much to ask that if the Padres ever get their World Series, that's what Jesse Aguilar sounds like too? Like on a game-winning home run?
I think it's too much to ask. I do. Have you ever felt joy like that about anything in your life? Darren Smith joins us here. Good morning.
Good morning.
We'll get you on camera in just a second during the break.
Yes.
But it's good to see you, Darren. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
It's like the ultimate joy.
In a broadcast booth? Yeah. I mean, last year we had a couple of those. That game against Portland. Now, it's not on this level. I'm not trying to compare it, but just from my own personal experience, like what it was like being emotionally invested in a moment that's happening live on radio. Yeah, like that was for me because I got to call that third game against Portland.
I lost.
That's right. You were the play-by-play.
He was doing the World Series. So I was like, yeah, I got to call that, and it was the 4th straight time we're seeing Portland. So I knew all the players. I was fearless. I didn't have a ton of mistakes to make, so I just went for it.
When Crony hit that double, I was pretty. I lost it.
Is that when you were under the table in the press box?
No.
That was like Hosmer or something.
Dude, I left early on the Crony game.
Oh, you did.
Because I was
That's right.
I was going to get in a fight. Hannah was like, we got to go. You got to get out of here. You were losing your mind. I go, yeah, I'm not built for playoffs in person. I'm built for playoffs
against the Dodgers.
Against the Dodgers, I'm not. And so we went home and we listened to it, obviously. And Hassan Kim, I believe, tied it as we were kind of pulling in the driveway, ran in, took all my clothes off. I was in my underwear when Crony got that hit. And I was screaming and jumping up and down. And it was pretty electric.
You know, the great thing about that call from Andres Cantor is he's from Argentina.
Yeah.
So it's, he's also, it's not just I'm going to do this because it's my thing and I'm going to do the long goal call. Like
that's his.
It's
not entirely impartial.
No. And he says that.
Probably wouldn't have had the same call had England won it 2-1 in the end.
Which was, I mean, what a perfect sporting event that was yesterday.
It was.
Just in terms of the tension, the stakes, the subplots, the ending, the heartbreak, the thrill. Watching the English crash out. Who doesn't love that?
We got our whole next segment blocked out to talk about it with you, Darren. It was absolutely incredible. But first, that was Don't and Do This.
Was Don't
for a
Do
Thursday.
This with Ben and Woods on 97.3.
Plus the reaction in England, which has been pretty forceful. I mean,
hilarious.
Unsurprisingly, but we've got audio to play from that as well. Yeah, we will dive deep into the World Cup semifinals. with our all-star for a Thursday, Darren Smith, coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, if you are looking to lose weight, I cannot recommend more highly the SDFatLoss.com program that I used to lose 40 pounds in 60 days 3 years ago, and I have kept the weight off all 3 years. How does it work? Well, it's based on real food, stuff you're normally eating from the grocery store. For me, that meant a lot of chicken, some steak, but you can tailor it to things that you like. Choose your own kind of vegetables, choose your own adventure, as it were, and you don't need to exercise to lose the weight. The program is designed to ramp up your metabolism so you lose weight fast, up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days with no ongoing expensive injections. You don't have to take anything extra at all. They don't ask you to buy anything. No shakes, no bars, no prepackaged meals. It's just the program. And when you sign up for the program right now, get $200 off for 97.3 The Fan listeners for their summer special. How do you get going? Just sign up for a free consultation. They will explain it. Sounds good? Great. What do you have to lose other than some weight? Just go to SDFatLoss.com. Get that free consultation at SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We've been having guests in all week, All-Star Week, so we call them our Ben & Woods All-Stars. And today's All-Star on our SDCCU fan hotline, it's not Big Bank Banking, it's better, is Darren Smith, who's not only here for us, but also going to be here for the Epic Wings Roundtable. So you've signed up for the next 2.5 hours of your life.
Yes.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, don't be.
Nervous.
Do not be nervous.
Why
for
would you be
Roundtable.
nervous?
I
We're
don't
all
know, 'cause
nervous
I've heard
with
the
you.
host of the roundtable is like
He's tough.
twists the screws to the panel.
As long as you're not named Tony Gwynn Jr., I'm usually pretty
Is Tony
fine.
on it?
Not today,
Oh, okay.
but he has been on the past. And
Yeah.
somehow Tony and I end up butting heads on the round table.
Oh,
I
good.
don't know why.
That's good radio.
He does
I've
not
heard
like Ben's questions, man. He looks
Right.
at he does the audible or the visible like like the
Here it
eye roll.
comes. Typical media
Yes.
questions,
Which
right,
breaks
yeah.
Ben's heart. It breaks his heart.
Because I
in two.
always fancy myself as, a Darren Smith, someone who asks really good
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah,
and then
Career goals right there.
right there, I'd love to be as good of a question asker as Darren Smith.
you have
Well, we'll see how you do.
first of all, be more humble. This is my humble advice.
I'm the most humble person ever. No one's ever done humble better than I've done humble, Woods. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
You're gonna love
show.
the roundtable. It flies by. It flies by.
It's an hour. No commercials.
No commercials.
No commercial.
But you got like 6 guys up there all saying the same thing. So it's fun.
The key
Stay
is
hydrated.
you'll have about 5 minutes to run in there, shovel wings and breadsticks into your face.
He's not allowed.
I'm not sure I'm allowed.
He's not allowed because
All right.
of the face,
because of the
the orbital bone. He's got to. We just
Soft
have this
diet.
combo, soft diet.
Yeah. By the way,
Well,
if you hear me sniffling,
breadsticks are very soft.
They are
True.
and
They're
delicious.
yeah, soft bread is on the diet.
Very
so
delicious.
We can
Applesauce.
go with that. Maybe I could pull the chicken meat off.
Oh,
the
yeah.
bone.
Always
They
good.
have boneless.
Yeah.
They do have boneless.
People like to when you're on a round table if you're doing this. If
Yeah,
you're licking your fingers,
Right,
First of all,
yeah.
it looks great and it sounds even
Last
better.
week I had the new spicy barbecue, hot extra
Oh, yeah, I
spicy
heard.
flavor right before. I
Yeah,
couldn't
you were
talk
right.
for the first
I know.
2 minutes of the show.
Hey,
Right.
it's your round table. Here, with
I won't be making that mistake again today.
I died and it like ran around his lips. Okay, welcome in.
Soft diet. I'm not allowed to blow my nose either. So
Really?
yeah,
So you just
here-
let it drip.
If you hear me sniffling, it's not cocaine. It's not an issue here. It's just they said don't do that for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. So like,
It'll be
okay,
fine.
great. What do I do?
That's
Well,
unbelievable.
you're looking much better than
Thank
last
you.
time already.
Appreciate
You can tell the difference. All right,
Appreciate
let's dive into the World Cup semifinals. Any thoughts, first of all, on Spain's just handling of France? I mean, handled them like in no way that we expected that match would go as easily as it looked, at least for Spain.
Yeah, I loved it. I recorded that game just so I can save it and watch it down the road. And I like that style. I like that passing style that Spain plays. It's a version of what we're going
SDFC,
for with SDFC, right? Control the game, control the pace of the game. And that really was the whole key to it, was just taking France and making France frustrated. Much better athletes, I think we would all agree, when you just the eye test with France versus Spain. So I loved it. And they've only allowed 1 goal so far. And that's a big reason why. They have an identity, they have a system, they stick to it. It doesn't always produce goals early. Maybe it produces goals late. So they've had some late winners there, but this is how they've just methodically proceeded through this tournament. And that's really what Spain does. This is why they're the 2-time defending European champs.
Got into a big discussion with a non-soccer person, as many of us watching the World Cup are, about the penalty that led to the first Spain goal, how it seemed kind of ticky-tack. It wasn't really a scoring opportunity. And like, is that what it's supposed to be? Like to give a team a goal that they didn't totally earn in that situation?
Probably not. And it's a foul, though, anywhere on the field. And if it's a foul inside of the 18-yard box, it's a penalty. So it's a
very heady play.
Yeah,
to draw that.
It's a real smart play, and it's actually a really dumb play from the France defender because you can see him look over his shoulder. He sees that Lamine Yamal is there. So, like, wildly throwing your leg out in that situation is just sort of lack
asking
of discipline.
for it. Yeah,
I mean, it's no real complaints on that. But I understand the spirit of what a penalty kick should be is not that. It's you are preventing a scoring opportunity, but that's the rule. So,
as somebody that, and again, going to yesterday's game, as somebody that was rooting for England just because I like Oasis and the Smiths,
right.
and
well, Oasis is Irish.
The Gallagher brothers are Irish, but they cut their teeth in Manchester, right?
I know,
but
and they play the song after.
Noel roots for. He's like, I'm from Ireland. Yeah, it's great. But I love England. I'm English.
No, I get it.
But I didn't have any deep ties. I'll tell you this, man. When Argentina won and they panned to people in the crowd, I go, good for you guys, man. I mean, the facial expression, like it was
children are crying.
You can't be mad. I was like, I'm not mad. That's awesome. Awesome for you guys. And I thought that game, from the second it started, made my heart race. I mean, I tweeted, I was like, I'm gonna need smoke after this. I don't even smoke. It was unbelievable. And I felt for the refs having to manage that game because you could have just thrown yellow cards all over the field a minute into the game. They were pushing, they were shoving. It was the way they came to defend Messi was awesome. I wish the Padres played like that. I really do. Like it really spoke a lot to like the heart that team has. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how they get by. When I was still I was able to resuscitate my television career and was asked about that game. I said, look, I think England is probably deeper, and you look at their players and how could you not be impressed, right? Even with their history of choking in big spots. But there's just something about this. And Argentina comes stumbling into this game, right? Like they're getting pushed to the max against Egypt. And what are they doing against Cabo Verde? Like, why is this even a match? But they just have a knack, like a willingness, all these sort of cliche things that we talk about. And they have that player, right, who carries them across the line time and time again. So I thought just somehow, some way, just their vibes would be enough in the game, even though it didn't make a ton of sense. They're a vibey team, right? Like they just show up, and their fans kind of show up, and it's just kind of who they are. They just have a real nose for winning and knowing how to do it and how to do it late, and that's kind of what I thought would happen in the game. But it was anybody's guess here at this point. I mean, it could have gone either way.
And I'll admit, I didn't really know the history until I read the piece by Mark Ziegler in the UT about the animosity between England and Argentina, both on the soccer pitch. And then, the fuck, I kind of knew my history a little bit, but I mean, that was a long time ago. I didn't know that it was still such a sore spot
Much
between
more
the
for
two
Argentina,
to the two countries, and that such a huge, like, culturally emotional win for Argentina to beat the English in that situation.
Well, after the game, they were holding up the sign that was saying the Falkland Islands belong to Argentina. And, it's not only that history, right, which is political. It's also the history of 86 and what happens at the Azteca with Diego Maradona and the hand of God. And they're still not over that. And then after the game, some of these players that are holding up the sign that says, Falkland Islands belong to Argentina. You have some of these English pundits that all of those players should be deported, kick them out of the English Premier League. If they play for Premier League clubs, then they should be out of the so it's just, it just is like an insane game that they will be talking about forever. We were just talking about the head coach, Tommy Tuchel. This guy probably could have picked whatever job he wanted in England if they win that game. Now he's untouchable. You cannot hire that guy if you're running a club in England. You can't have that guy there. No fan base will put up with that guy ever again.
It's incredible.
We actually have some of the audio.
Yeah.
This is from TalkSport.
Darren,
guys who are reacting in real time.
Darren tweeted this last night, and he talked about how apparently a guy tweeted about how nuts English sports radio was because they lose, and then the people start calling these English Bedin Woods, Darren Smith, right? And they want to get it off their chest. And I scrolled down and I found these two guys, TalkSport, and they are fit to be tied. This is them, I think, in game, watching the game.
Sack him! Sack him! Sack him!
That's
Sack
English
him
for
now.
fire him.
Embarrassing! Oh, here we go.
Mic drop.
I told you, mate. I've told you it's coming. I told you, Jace. It's been coming for 15 minutes, mate. I told you it's been coming for 15 minutes. You can't play like this. You cannot play like this against Argentina. They will not quit. They will not quit. It's a terrible decision for Thomas Tuchel. It's a terrible decision for Thomas Tuchel. We retreated way too early. Way too early. We could have had Rashford. We could have had Saka. We had so much more to give in this game. And we just retreated. It's a terrible decision.
His partner not saying a word.
This is what he brought in for. To get this decision right.
Let him cook.
Oh, my God. We're out. We're out.
That's the second goal.
We're out. We're out. It's the worst decision ever. It's a sackable offense. Argentina have won it in the 92nd minute. It's a shocking decision.
I love
Thomas
this guy.
Tuchel, you should be embarrassed. Sack him. Sack him. Sack him. Sack him now. Embarrassing.
It's so
We're
good.
out. How can he make that decision? How can you make that decision with 25 minutes to go?
That's going to be
He's all
me
over
the
place.
next time.
He's absolutely
close to Yuki Matsui in a big
One
situation.
more bunt last
because
year.
of Thomas.
Yeah, one
that
more
would've
bunt
been
last
you.
year.
Right, yeah.
That's kind of like how it is. It's kind of like how it is watching a game
One
with
more
me.
bunt, Schultz.
Yeah, one more.
Sack him. One more.
Ben's sitting there quiet, me over his shoulder going, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
It's
So,
insane.
Darren,
and now they have to play a third place game. Imagine that. Good luck to that guy.
Now, let's be fair. Had England remained on the attack and given up a counterattack goal because they didn't have extra defenders in there, they would be saying the same thing, right? Or not?
Easier to cover your ass with that
Sure,
move.
pick your poison. I think they did it so early, though.
Yeah.
Like saying we're going to play defensively. We're just going to set up in our defensive third for 30 minutes of this game and allow the greatest playmaker in the history of this sport 30 minutes to try to figure out a way to equalize and or take the lead is just profoundly stupid no matter how you want to slice it.
It's the Falcons throwing the ball. That's what it is. It's the Falcons even attempting to pass.
Yeah, I mean, they got away with it against Mexico. Different circumstances, they were a man down. So they just set up shop inside of their 18-yard box, and they defended, and it worked. But respectfully, like Raul Jimenez is not Lionel Messi. Like you're inviting in so much. And it's not just Messi. It's Julian Alvarez. It's, Martinez. It's all of these guys. And have you not watched this tournament? Have you not seen what this team has done? And I know that you can say, hey, we've got great defenders and we're bringing this guy. But to bring in 3 defenders and not have anybody that can help take the ball out of your defensive third every once in a while to give your defenders a break for 30 minutes is asking too much, which is why you're seeing not only me and pundits in England, like active players. Who was it that we just saw? Thomas Muller, who's a current player in MLS, who's a German, by the way, who's criticizing this German coach, Tommy Tuchel. You never see active players do that. I mean, it just is like one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen.
It would almost have been beneficial had England given up one of those earlier goals. They had the great tackle by Jed Spence.
Yeah. Keep them playing.
Unbelievable save. But had they actually given up the goal there, it might have helped them to snap them out of it and get them to a different part of the game.
3 defenders now, and like the other thing about attacking and continuing to attack is you mentioned the way the game was refereed. Both of the center backs for Argentina had yellow cards. So if you keep going after them, it felt like that game somebody was going to get sent off in the first 20 minutes.
No doubt.
So just keep pressuring them. Your physicality, your athleticism is better than it is for Argentina.
Both goals were spectacular. I mean,
the second one we were just talking about it. Messi crosses with his right foot, and he's a left-footed player.
Yep.
But he's crossing with his right over 7 players, drops it on a dime over a 6'7" defender for the winner, and just insanity.
It was awesome.
I mean, how do you even describe this anymore?
It was so cool. It was such a good match. The chippiness I loved. The
memes that come out of it, Messi like,
that one. Did you see that was Bellingham? Bellingham was talking a little smack, and Messi looked at him and gave him the, okay, you want a taste? You got it.
Yep.
It was unbelievable. It was like the highest,
it was a perfect sporting event.
Perfect sporting event. It was Hydra. It was, I'd say it was Dodgers Blue Jays World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't game you couldn't turn away from that game 7. So
every moment felt like it was just massive.
It was so big.
Incredible.
And I saw the take a couple of times that, kind of made me nod my head that, what's wrong with American soccer? We need our best athletes to get into soccer. All right, the best soccer player on the planet is 5'7", stands around half the time, and still makes things like that happen.
Well, both semifinals, I think, punch holes in that theory because France, objectively, probably more athletic than Spain.
Right.
Right. And same thing for England and Argentina. So, that whole theory, it gets kicked up every once in a while.
Yeah.
But these two games kind of punch holes.
So it's easy. You just need generational type players in America.
Yeah. I mean, who grow up, kicking a ball pretty much out of the womb.
Yep.
Right? Because that's what Argentina and Spain do.
God, it was good. It was a really, really good match. So much fun.
We will look ahead to the final now matchup and get Darren's thoughts on how Spain and Argentina are going to match up on Sunday in the championship. I will be sad when this is over.
Me too.
It's been a really fun.
Me too.
That we do at SDFC.
Last 37 days. They're coming back on Wednesday. Absolutely. We'll talk about that as well. We got Darren Smith in studio. We got one more hour before the roundtable. All coming up with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
We are 2/3 of the way done with Ben and Woods, the program, and we will continue with our Padres Epic Roundtable, brought to you by Epic Wings. They are so good. I'm salivating already to get my hands on some. We got Kyle in here on his last day. You've done such a great job, Kyle.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it, buddy. And Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. And, of course, our guest, the great Darren Smith.
How come you didn't bring any alcohol for Darren? You
Oh,
brought
I
some
should
for
have,
Kyle
actually.
today. You were cleaning
I can
out the
share,
liquor
you know?
cabinet yesterday.
Well, your wife's in the
She's in the wine
wine biz.
Yep, just dropped her off at the airport on her way up to Sonoma.
Oh,
So you've got some time alone.
Well, I'm going to go up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
great.
I'll be up there tomorrow.
Nice.
Yes. Kyle, good job.
Oh, thank you.
First time
Appreciate
meeting
it.
you.
Great job.
The future of 97.3.
You never know.
I
Save that.
I drive around wondering what's happening here at this radio station all the time with
So do
you
we.
guys
Yeah.
and others. So I don't know. Maybe he's the future of this place.
He could be the next morning show host.
Yeah.
We found out that Woods had let all his white wine go bad.
I did.
because he didn't drink it soon enough.
It really looked dumpy.
But he probably has some decent red wine
We do.
bottles. Those tend to age well,
Yep.
so
Tend
they're
to,
stored
some of them.
properly.
Yeah. But I'm good. I'm
All
good
right.
on the alcohol. Thank you for the thought, Benny.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Well, he didn't
I
think
didn't
of
give him
Kyle. He
anything
didn't.
either.
He didn't bring Darren anything, and you didn't bring Kyle anything either.
I didn't. So I just figured Kyle is employed and paid to be here.
Right.
That I didn't need to gift him with something as well for being here this
Well, what
week.
kind of tequila is this?
Santo.
Regift tequila.
It's a
Regift.
regift.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It's a
I don't know
regift.
that I'm
It's
familiar
not
with
opened.
It's
so-
Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri's
Santo
tequila
Well,
brand.
Little
Sure, that's
reposado.
straight from
And we had-
Jalisco.
We had Sammy on.
Very,
the guy
authentic.
cares
He does.
about his
He does.
agave and his tequila a lot.
He was like one of my favorite interviews we've ever done. Sammy Hagar, of all people, he was
He's
so
great. Incredible.
fantastic.
I
dude.
saw a video of DLR the other day. Did you guys see that video?
David Lee Roth
Like
when he was
72-year-old David Lee Roth.
when he was drunk
Still
at
on
his show.
stage.
Yeah. All right, like
Like
he
some
is.
leather vest.
Leather vest.
You know,
Yeah.
He's got the old man arms.
It's
which is like
really
kinda
tough,
saggy.
man. It's
Yeah.
really tough, and I get it. Like you're still David Lee Roth, and he'll always be 1984 David
Same,
Lee Roth
same.
to me. So I don't really like to watch those. They make me sad because it also is like, well, you're also old as S
Yeah,
because
I
you know,
like I get very self-conscious about
I
it.
know,
You
it's
like, I
terrible.
don't want to be that guy.
I
But
know
Somebody pointed out on social media, they're like, oh, he's ruining his legacy.
He's
I'm
not,
like,
though.
is he?
he's not.
He's still David Lee Roth.
You can still put in Van Halen 1 today,
Yeah.
and it still will rip your hair out. Like
Yeah.
it still will just blow you away. My kids love Van Halen, right? It just never goes out of style.
There's really only one way for a legendary musical artist to not ruin their legacy.
Die.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Die young.
Unfortunately, you have to die young. Otherwise, you always turn into an aging rocker.
I know.
Which is going to be problematic.
Very few can pull it off. I mean, very few can continue and continue. So it's always why, like, you can't really have it's hard to have a shtick because that means I'm committed to this shtick. I've got to do this shtick for the rest of my life. I think about former colleague of ours, Jim Rome. And I think Jim Rome is a wildly, wildly talented dude. But you know that guy's driving in saying to himself, I cannot believe, and telling his wife, I have to do the mother effing smack off tomorrow. And it makes me want to die.
Right.
There's just no way that he's like, all right, boys, smack off time. Here we go.
Smack off 34.
Smack off
I
34.
know.
Like, so be careful when you commit to a shtick out there because you're going to have to do it the rest of your life.
I stumbled into the Rome show recently. And I was like, it sounds like the Rome show from 5 years ago, from 10
From
years
10,
ago.
15?
And good for him.
Good for him.
No hate here, right?
None.
As a
None
guy that
whatsoever.
I got
Legend.
my 20 in, and that's good. Guys in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
this guy
Absolute
helped
legend.
build the platform here in Southern California. So this
100%.
isn't a knock, but you're right. Like, you know, I always wonder that about actors too. You know, like a guy like James Gandolfini, like you're just Tony Soprano forever.
You're done.
You know, like you've had all these other roles, and that's probably a good thing. But that's who you are.
I saw a really great story about Jason Alexander, who played George on Seinfeld, and they were in contract negotiations, and he went to management and he said, we want $1 million an episode. And they're like, you're out of your ever loving mind. And he goes, well, number one, I know what you make in syndication. It's like, this is a drop in the bucket for you. He said, but here's what you guys aren't factoring in. I'm now George. Elaine is now Elaine. Kramer is now Kramer for the rest of our lives. So if you want us to come back, you're going to have to make it so financially viable and attractive for us that we're willing to give up everything down the road,
Right.
because that's a real thing. Now, Elaine has gone on, Julia Louis-Dreyfus has gone on to do Veep and some really good stuff. Kramer obviously stepped in it a little bit. And Jason Alexander has done some good stuff here and there, but you know,
He's still
certainly
always George.
He's still always George. And so he was like, you're going to have to pay us. And they go, okay. And they did $1 million a piece an episode for ever. And I just thought that was a really cool way to do that. Now, I'd try that on Adam, but I don't think it's going to work.
It's the Ben and Woods brand.
Right.
This is Ben and Woods forever. You
Are
guys,
we going to be Ben and Woods forever?
Yeah,
now?
you're going to be Ben forever.
I'm going to be Ben forever. I have to be Ben. No one ever is going to think of me, and they're always going to think that's Ben
and Woods.
of Ben and Woods.
You're locked
all
in
this
now.
TV stuff that you've done, nothing.
Nothing.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
Ben and Woods now.
Yeah, I had one of several combos yesterday with the big boss man, and kind of laid out the final, like, here it is. This is it.
When are you guys up?
End of the year.
But I would imagine that there's not going to be a lot more discussions after this.
No, this was the.
Oh, this is it.
This was the, like, hey, dude, if you make this go, we're good. And
otherwise, we have to turn our attentions elsewhere. Wow.
So he bristled at, some of it.
Okay.
As management does always, but we'll see. So the proverbial ball is in his court, in their court right now. So
but if he wants, he can bring us back, and we can be those guys who are doing don't do this in 30 years.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear what Fernando Tatis III is up to on Don't Do This?
Yeah.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
right.
when you got something that works, you stick with it. Although then you start thinking, is this getting stale? Do I have to reinvent? Do we have to tear it down? Is there a different version? Ben and Woods 2.0?
I know, for real. I think about it almost every day.
You never did, and I really respect this about Darren. You didn't have a lot of gimmicky segments on your show.
No, and you did your own thing.
I wanted them, though.
Did you
It's
ever
not-
have any? Like, I can't even
Not
remember
really. We had the
benchmark bit.
Well, Jordan did the You Can't Handle Caruth.
Oh, that was great.
kind of like his Rindle report.
How's Jordan doing, by the way?
I guess good. It's been a minute since I spoke to him, but 2 kids, absolutely killing it at MLB The Show.
Good.
I mean, he just found one
Great
of the
dude.
great. When we went across the street, it was like really emotional that he didn't come with us.
Sure.
And I did everything I could to try to talk him into coming with. He said, "I'm going to bet on myself."
Good for him.
And I said, "Dude, I appreciate it. Don't know that it's the right decision. Good for you."
Right.
And he went for it, and it really worked out for him. I think he's super happy. Like I said, it's been a minute, like no hard feelings, anything like that. It's just been a minute since we caught up. But
2 kids, dude.
2
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
and living up north and working for MLB The Show. And every other time I reach out, the guys in Hawaii playing golf, I'm like, what a life.
Yeah.
What a life.
Not
this
too
guy
shabby.
has. Yeah.
Not too shabby at
But
all.
we didn't. I wish we did more. I mean, I always was on the lookout for more benchmark segments. I just wasn't honestly creative enough to do them, to come up with them on my own. I could execute them. I just couldn't come up with them.
Woods creates a lot.
Sound
of
familiar.
our- yeah, I'm good at executing
Good.
them.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I'm
that
a
was the
terrible
benefit of the Smith and
executor.
Wood show. It was like, hey, this guy's going to create benchmarks for me. Something I can't do.
Your,
That's exactly right.
Your interviews were always must listen.
Yep.
Radio.
Spectacular.
Just tremendous back and forths with San Diego's biggest sports names all the time, which I always enjoyed. Now, you had a partner for a long time as well. I think of you more as a solo host, but how was that dynamic, working with Philly Billy for those years when you had a partner?
I mean, for me, it was my introduction into the business. So it was all I really knew. Like, I didn't get into this thinking I wanted to be a solo host. I never, ever, even when it was peak Darren Smith show, I never was comfortable with that. I never liked saying it. I always felt awkward saying, hey, this is the day, I just wasn't for me. So that's the way I got into it. And I thought that's the way it was always going to be. I never saw myself like Rome or Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
Then eventually we built an ensemble cast, which was the Marty and Jordan elements to it. But I loved it. It just happened so quickly. Literally happened on a Sunday night. Steve Mason decided he was going to leave the Mighty 1090 to go to Los Angeles. And I just happened to be having dinner with our program director, Joe Totino.
Great timing.
Said, what are you doing tomorrow? Can you fill in for Mason? He's leaving. Said, sure. So did a second show, and a couple of weeks later got the gig. So I loved it. I mean, I liked it. I always thought I was, better playing off other people anyhow, because it gives you a second to think. And,
Yes.
you're not focus on the clock and Kyle and everything else that's happening here. And you don't have that moment of panic where you're 7 minutes into a 15-minute segment. You're like, I got nothing.
Got nothing.
You have that moment of panic too?
Yeah, all the time.
I feel that
Every
moment
day.
of panic sometimes.
Man, when Ben's out, dude, that's why I always bring somebody else
Every
in
day.
because I just can't. I'm literally incapable of carrying it. It's such a load to carry.
I don't
and
think there was ever a show that I did that like a minute before I didn't have a what the F am I doing?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what am I going to do?
What am I gonna do?
Like, that whole, I don't know, is it imposter syndrome or whatever
Yeah.
it is? But you just start thinking, like, is this the day? Like, is this the day where the show's going to go so horribly wrong that I'm going to get run out of here? Like every day I would tell you at 11:59 or 2:59 or whatever time, like I had that happen.
Yeah, I love it. I live for that moment now, because I like that feeling of without a net. And I would be bummed. I actually don't like when we have a bunch of stuff planned because I'm like, this is going to be boring.
I like having like
formulaic.
multiple nets, like
Yes,
3
you
nets,
like lots of
below me,
nets.
lots of nets. But
No,
Woods likes working without nets.
I love to work without a net. It makes me feel alive. It
Yeah,
really
it
does.
does.
It's like, whoo,
Well, that's what I
we
always
just
like.
pulled something out of nothing.
I
Holy
always like
cow.
February. Everybody talks about how February radio is the graveyard of sports talk radio.
Yep.
Take a couple weeks off. You're through the Super Bowl. Nothing, middle of the NBA season, which doesn't mean as much here. Okay, San Diego State basketball. I was like, this is the month that separates the men from the boys.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I always looked at February like this is a challenge. Like I'm going to do good radio in February. 'Cause
100%.
Everybody else makes the excuse that this month sucks.
Correct.
So I'm going to do the opposite.
Everyone's taking off.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
I was
with
like,
you.
no. I
100%.
want February.
So for us, 2020 and the pandemic was February after February after
Yeah,
February.
pretty much February.
After February. And we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't have that experience.
Correct.
To have nothing to talk about every single day.
Every day.
And still have to do 4 hours with no sports. Nothing, really.
nothing.
No culture, nothing going on at all.
Yeah,
and
the
just
Michael
crack
Jordan
the mic.
documentary.
Yeah,
It's like-
We did talk about that a lot, but yeah.
And the lion thing, what was that?
Oh,
one?
the Tiger King. My wife and
Never
I
watched
got
the minute.
in one of our bigger fights in our marriage during the Jordan documentary thing. And Bo was just a baby. Taylor was, I think she was pregnant with him. And she was busting my balls about something. And I had to watch this doc. I wanted to because I love Jordan. And I was in Chicago during his reign. So I was like, this is important to me. But number two was, I've got nothing else tomorrow. Nothing. And if you're going to stand in the way of me watching this, that sucks. Like, that's a bad, you're a bad partner. And we got into it about that documentary. And every time I see it pop up and I go, all right, you probably overreacted a little bit. It wasn't going anywhere. You could have watched it. You could have BS'd your way through it like you do most stuff. But I will never forget it. We got in the biggest fight about it because it was all we had. It was one crust of bread.
The only thing we
it was
had
the
for
only
months.
crust of bread we had. And I'm like, how could you take away this one crust?
How
from
can
them?
you forget our fictional Padres games that we broadcast?
If you ever bring that up again, I've never been more mortified or disgusted in my entire life in my career ever. It's the worst memory of my career, and I've had some bad memories.
Broadcasting MLB the
On
show fictional
PlayStation.
Padres games on the radio.
Yeah.
Having
why
to go
not?
into the chat
Why
and
wouldn't
like, wow, nice hit, so and so, Luis Arias or something. I'm like, just kill me, just put me out of my misery. But
Yeah,
obviously,
nothing. but like we were all scrambling too, just because one show to the next, you never knew. Like, was somebody eventually going to be like, okay, listen, do we really need this show right now?
correct, dude.
So
Every
maybe
day,
we should just
let's just
say goodbye.
say goodbye.
Maybe this is the opportunity to cut it out.
Yes, dude.
But I think
like a
as it-
perfect
As
excuse.
it turned
Which, by
out,
the way, happened.
It happened
everybody
so much.
needed it more than you could possibly know.
Yeah.
Like, I've never felt more useful or
Yes.
necessary in my life.
like a legitimate, like I
during
need
those
to be
months.
there. I need
Yeah.
to be there
Yeah.
today. Yeah, it was special.
But
It was special.
a lot of the way these companies think is like, well, why do we need sports show? There's no sports.
There's no sports, right?
And unfortunately, a lot of people did lose their jobs.
It was
during
awful.
that.
It was awful,
Yeah.
man. It was awful. That's so such a great time to catch up with D. Smith.
Yeah.
I got to take it.
I watched the Jordan thing though. Hate watching it every day as a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
and I'd get on the air the next day and
just rail
it
against
and be
it?
like, this line, this guy,
He lied about everything.
He did.
All the time.
He
I mean,
did.
all the time.
Incredible.
I just like, oh my god, are you serious with this guy? Give me a break.
Guys like I literally never said that to Michael Jordan. I don't know what he's saying that I said, why he would say that I said that. I never said it. He made it up in his head.
If there was social media and people could just call out Jordan constantly,
he would have been done.
He would have been done. He would have never made it through that era because he just couldn't have made up stuff the way he did constantly.
Exactly. The way people talk about Messi now, getting the favorable whistle from the ref, that was Jordan.
Every game.
That was us. I like this guy every game. We know we're cooked.
Every game. I mean, I was there in that run, and it was really cool. And I got to go to finals games, and it was that's fair. That's fair.
It's terrible.
Got to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will play our Throwback Thursday game of Real or Fake. Need a contestant if you want to call in now, 833-288-0973. Have a chance to qualify for our grand prize getaway to the Fontainebleau Las Vegas and a $150 food and beverage credit. And then we'll have more with Darren Smith leading up to our Epic Wings Roundtable coming up at the top of the hour with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
told me, don't worry about it.
No, I'll just say that this hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season is in full swing. So is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now and mention radio for a free month of pool service. Did that last long enough to figure out some of our issues? Well, part of it was Darren's camera was going wonky in the last segment, so Kyle had to switch it, so you were just like a blurry blob on our YouTube stream, which you probably don't mind. You're like, I don't want to be on camera anyway for the most part. So.
Well, I'm just thinking of the viewers.
So we seem to
sit here and look at this broken face.
Seem to have figured it
now?
out. We will we'll look ahead to the World Cup final with Darren and the SDFC second half of the season. And I think we're going to squeeze in one more Ben and Wood's first half highlight, all in our bottom of the hour. So let's get right to today's game. It is time to play Real or Fake.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
First, I've got to this reminded me of something. So yesterday I was doing the Super Bowl upfronts at the station.
Yeah.
One of our potential advertisers said, "Oh, I listen all the time. My friends tell me I sound just like Paulie Reindl." And I go, "Okay, I can kind of hear it." And I said, "Are you from Seattle?" And he goes, "Yes, I am also from Seattle."
Interesting.
And he didn't know Paulie was from Seattle. And I said, "How do you say the pastry that is fried?" And he said, "A donut."
Donut.
Just the way Paulie says it.
Donut.
A donut, not a
Not
donut.
a donut.
A
donut. Yeah, he probably says donut.
Donut.
Donut. Donut.
And he said it too.
He said
donut.
donut. It's got to be a
Seattle
regional
thing,
yeah.
apparently.
Pacific Northwest thing.
Yeah, it's got to be a regional
a
thing.
donut.
Straight out of grunge.
Yeah.
All right,
donut.
we've got our contestant on the line. We got Riani. Are you there, Riani?
I am here.
All right, we're going to play a little Real or Fake. If you can get 4 out of 7 right, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing this month. Playing for a 2-night stay at the Fountain Blue, Las Vegas. Nice place. $150 food and beverage credit. Their 6 pools are open. You can book your own stay at fountainbluelasvegas.com. All right, a little bit different today. In honor of the World Cup final and Darren here, we're changing things up on Real or Fake. We're instead playing Spain or Argentina.
Ooh.
I will give you a factoid. You just have to tell me if it applies to Spain or Argentina,
The
Rihanna.
teams or the countries?
Okay.
The countries.
The countries.
Yes.
All right. I have
Little
zero
country factoids.
Zero experience. I've never been to either.
You have
Ben,
2
or
phone a friends.
Darren has.
Spain several times.
Yep.
I would imagine you'll do well then. You can ask Darren once if you'd like for help, or Woods with your phone a friend. Let's go. Round number 1, Spain or Argentina. And Kyle, you've got a ding or a buzzer sound if he gets it right or wrong. All right, round number 1. Mendoza is one of the country's largest cities. Spain or Argentina, Riani?
I will say Argentina.
That is correct. 1 for 1. Very simple. All right, let's see if we can get another one right. Round number 2. Hosted the 1992 Summer Olympics. Spain or Argentina, Riani?
I'm going to say Spain.
Barcelona. Yes, correct. Very
Dream
good.
team.
2 for 2. We are doing very well. All right.
Favorite player, Michael Jordan.
That's true.
Round number 3. The national sport is not soccer, aka football, but pato, which is kind of like basketball on horseback.
Ooh.
Spain or Argentina, Riani?
Oh, you know what? I've been to Spain and I didn't hear anybody say anything about Pato, so I'm going to say Argentina.
Very good. That is
Man.
correct. You are on
Really
your
good.
way. All right, we are
Get
3
lucky,
for
man.
3. All right, let's see if we can just win it quickly here. Round number 4. Its famous theater district is found on Avenida Corrientes. Spain or Argentina?
Let's say Argentina.
Let's say you're right.
Oh, my God. 4 for 4.
Fantastic. 4 for 4. You want to keep playing? Just
Yeah,
to see
keep
if we can finish it out. All right, round number 5, Riani. Birthplace of Manchego cheese. Spain or Argentina?
I'll say Spain.
Correct. Felipe VI serves as the country's current king. Spain or Argentina?
Argentina.
No, that one's Spain.
Idiot.
And finally, a top vacation spot is the Canary Islands. Spain or Argentina?
Argentina.
No, in Spain.
I've heard of them. I didn't know those were in
the Canary
Spain.
Islands. Yeah. All right, that's all right. You got the hang on the line, Rihanna.
Yeah, you won, dude.
Kyle will get your information. You are a winner today. You've been to Spain. Yeah.
Well, I've never been to Spain.
Not Canary Islands.
But you've been to Spain.
Oh, yeah.
Nice place. I've always wanted
Love
to
it.
go.
Yeah. Future, plan to live there.
Really?
Someday. Yeah.
So good.
Woods could not do it.
2030 World Cup.
Oh, the dinners.
Dinner.
I couldn't do it.
At
10
9
o'clock.
p.m. You can't 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. First time we went was a work trip with Leah and her boss, kind of an early to bed guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's go find a reservation at 7 o'clock. We walked into some of these restaurants. The chairs are still up. The staff's not there yet.
What time do they have to report in for work in Spain? Noon?
No. You get up early and you have some of that rocket fuel coffee.
Yeah.
But then you siesta.
Oh, you take a little napski.
Dude, siesta is the greatest thing of all time.
How long a day?
You know why? Because you just get naked in the middle of the day.
You go home?
Yeah.
You go to your home.
Yeah.
So let's say you're an accountant. So you go out to dinner at 10. You get home by midnight, right? You go to sleep. You get up by 7. You have some of that coffee.
Yep.
You work till noon.
Go for lunch. Go to lunch like maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
And then nap.
Couple of hours.
Nap till.
Then you go home, siesta for a few hours
Oh
in
my
the dark.
God.
You close the shutters.
You go back to work
Go
then
back
in the
to work
afternoon
and
a
then you
little
go
bit?
back out.
Wow.
So you go straight from work out to dinner. That's
Cycle.
it's not the worst thing I've ever. It's a
Siesta
long day,
is-
but the siesta is amazing.
It's just think like getting off your feet, getting under the covers.
And most
If you're married-
businesses are closed in the
Yeah.
afternoon for 2 or 3 hours. Okay.
Hawaii does that too. You just walk up to a business at 1. They're like, we're not here. I don't know when we're coming back.
Yeah,
Like, all right, man.
sorry.
I guess I'll keep this boogie board.
Like, is
then.
it a holiday? You walk out like, oh, I forgot. It's a bank holiday. No, it's not. It's just, people go to siesta.
We have done it so wrong in this
We do.
country for
We
so
grind
long.
ourselves to
Grind yourself. Ben was working like 18-hour days, no siestas. Like,
Right. Imagine how much your life would be better if you were taking a proper siesta, not in your car.
Right. I used to
Right?
take car siestas in the middle of the day.
It's just
That's
the worst.
not
Very
that
unhealthy.
fun. Not naked at all.
No,
Which
not
is
with
worse.
anybody else.
yeah, not with anybody else. Oh,
I love siesta on vacation. Or like, let's go back to the hotel.
nooner time. Yeah, that's incredible.
Instead of the
Incredible.
pressure of like, hey, it's late night, we're drunk.
Yeah. Well, we've just eaten a paella. Like, nobody wants this right now.
Having a perfect way.
Middle of the afternoon, though,
Yeah.
it's basically a sex break. That's what
Exactly
it is.
what
It's a
it is.
total sex break.
100%. My wife, probably not listening, would not object to that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
It's
Well,
very healthy.
Spain it is for the next family vacay. It's also, don't they eat for like a long time?
Long lunch.
You have to have your
Well, they don't rush you out of
pinchos,
there.
the
pinchos,
appetizers. Yeah.
tapas,
Yeah.
pinchos.
I need
depending on where you are.
I would need to change my entire personality.
It could happen.
When I was in France too, it was a little bit like that, and I was like, "Can we go? I want to let's go. I got stuff to see. I got stuff to do." It's that typical American way of like, I got to get to the next thing. I got to be on time, and it's just
And even like the service will never be like, oh, I'm just going to leave this here.
Right.
You know when you're not done?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
when you're
maybe
not
we'll have
done.
another drink. Oh, we're just going to leave this check here for you. Take care of it. We understand.
but you know you're trying
We're
to turn those
flip the
tables.
table.
Yeah.
There, it's like you have to scream, like light yourself on fire.
I'm ready to go,
Jack.
I would have no problem. Bring me my check.
You're like, where did this person go? I haven't seen her.
When I went to Italy, I remember I had to learn Il cuento, per favore. I need the check.
Check, dude.
Cuento.
I'm not to sit there and enjoy and have conversation. It's such a weird concept for us. Like,
It's
I got to
so
get out of here. I
weird.
got to go back to work so I can do 2 more jobs today.
I get so nervous. Like I get so anxious of like forced conversation for hours. But I guess the wine helps.
It
You
does,
know,
yeah.
morning show radio host would be tough in Spain.
Yeah.
You're like, they kept me out. I was out till midnight. I'm sorry. I don't know what I got for you. I'm just gonna take my siesta now in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that, man.
Good lifestyle.
I love that.
All right,
Very
we got-
healthy. They live a long time.
They do. That's for a reason.
They
Take
live a
a
lot longer than we do.
final timeout. We'll come back. We'll get to Darren's thoughts on the finals matchup and SDFC second half of the season. Broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how. Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Now, 7 Mile Casino has those kind of hours. Anytime you want, you can
It's
eat
true.
late. You can eat at 10 p.m. dinner because it's one of San Diego's few 24/7 options, not just for cards, but Sammy's at 7 Mile, the 24/7 players menu. You can get Great food any time of the day. You're coming off an overnight shift, 7 a.m. Play some cards, have a nice meal at 7 Mile Casino.
I feel like Texas Hold'em players would do well in Spain because they
Probably.
could sit there for 6, 7, 8 hours, and ride it out. That's probably why I'm more of a California style blackjack guy, like the quick fix, real quick. They have that. They've got baccarat, they got pai gow as well. Best part though, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Great atmosphere, no smoking, great dealers, comfortable chairs, light. You got windows looking out on San Diego Bay with a great patio and weekend brunch, best in the South County, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. Check it out coming up this weekend. All at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got a special guest, Darren Smith, in. He's going to be joining us on our Epic Wings Roundtable, commercial-free Padres talk at the top of the hour with our whole on-air staff. But we got a few more minutes to discuss soccer before we get out of here. And I was going to say, got to get back to work. SDFC is working again. You've worked harder, I think, during the break than maybe even during the season.
Well, we got
with all your appearances on television and here on the radio.
We got our two favorite teams. Both got the little breather. And both need to step on the gas in the second half to like get it fixed.
Yeah.
Who are you more confident? The Padres in getting it fixed or Mikey Barris and SDFC?
Yeah. I mean, you know where I get paid. No, I mean, I think when you're also talking about an expanded playoff field, like much bigger playoff
10
field.
teams. 9 teams.
Right,
9 teams. Yeah.
So I think they'll probably be in the mix somewhere. Not going to go skyrocketing up to the top like they did last year. Probably just a hill too tall to climb at this point. But yeah, I still think the team that we saw to start this year, right, jumping out of the gate, CONCACAF Champions Cup, I still think it's there.
Yeah,
I do. They're making a couple of additions. Visited them yesterday. Saw the new Brazilian player in action, got a little pizzazz. So, yeah, I think they're going to add another player. It sounds like they're in the market for a designated player type. Nice. So somebody whose name maybe not a Mohamed Salah kind of player, but maybe more an Anders Dreyer type where it's like, who is this guy? Oh, okay, this guy could be good in this league. So, you know, I think they're going to make the right additions. And more than anything, just reset, get your confidence back, heal up a little bit. Get your wits about you. I think the mental and physical fatigue from everything they went through to start the season and having such a short offseason probably did a little bit of damage.
Tyler Heaps and Mikey Varas met with the media a couple days ago, and it made a lot of sense. And it was a very Ben-like, optimistic argument. But Tyler basically said, I mean, for 80 minutes of most games, we were really good in the first half of the season.
There's no question.
We don't have that much to fix. We just have to finish these games out, and we'll be fine. Do you agree with that assessment?
I think that's the fatigue. You know, that was the mental and physical fatigue for a team that's a second-year expansion team that doesn't have the deepest bench.
And all the red cards you had to deal with.
Don't have an academy. Other teams, when I prepare for these games, sometimes they call up players from their academy just so they have some bodies that can play. Like, we have to play the players that are on the first team all the time because we don't have that. That's in development. That takes time to build, right? So, Yeah, I think there was just a lot of fatigue. And like you said, the red cards, there was this cascading effect from one week to the next. So I know it sounds like it's just spin. But yeah, like, you can't help but think, well, that's 2 points there. That was 3 points there. That was 2 points there. Then all of a sudden you're talking about a team that maybe isn't top, but firmly in the middle of the Western Conference standings, and you're feeling okay about it. You're feeling okay about it, especially with reinforcements, I think, on the way.
Well, and yeah, man, you got a team in its second year, and if you make the playoffs, like and I get it. That's exactly right, man. It has raised expectations certainly, but it also, has kind of planted the flag of like, no, this is a baseline for us.
And Tyler said, I think this is fair. We're not an expansion team, but we're still in the expansion phase of our existence, and you do have to keep that in mind. Meanwhile, got the World Cup final coming up on Sunday. This report brought to you by Harris SoCal. Catch the final on July 19th at the First Down Sports Bar, or join their massive ticketed event at the Event Center. Don't just watch history, be a part of it in Funner, California. Before the final, they do a third place game. Does anyone care about the third place game at the World Cup on Saturday?
This year? Probably not.
Okay.
Because you're
England
talking about
against France.
You're talking about two teams that had World Cup aspirations.
Winning aspirations.
They wanted to win the final, right? These are two of the four favorites. But I think, for all the dumping on the third place game, sometimes it does matter. Like in 2022, it really mattered to Morocco. If the U.S. were playing for a third place, I would really be into it.
100%.
Because we've never done anything like that before. But when you come into the tournament and you're France and you're Kylian Mbappe and you're England and you've crashed out hysterically like they did, I can't imagine what sort of motivation there's going to be for this. Now, maybe Kylian Mbappe shows up. He's like, well, I'm going to go win the Golden Boot. So he's going to go out there and put on a show. I mean, that makes sense if you know anything about his club career. So I don't know. I don't know what the motivation's going to be. Or maybe everybody just rests and they're like, hey, I got to get back to Real Madrid and I got to get back to Bayern Munich.
Play some guys who might be around in 4 years just to get a little World Cup experience sort of thing.
So I understand, why people would be like, why would you do it? But, in the Olympics, finishing third's kind of a big deal. It's counterintuitive because we're thinking about MLB, we're thinking about the NFL, and we're thinking we don't have those kind of things. But, international tournament. And again, it really matters to some of these countries, especially some of these countries just getting there. That was a huge success. Curacao, Cabo Verde, right? So imagine some of these teams that have never been to that level and they get the opportunity to play and finish third in the World Cup. That sets you up, man. It really does.
Remember when the Padres finished third in 2022 and it was amazing? Third place, lost to the Phillies, tied for third in the end of the season. See, we don't do that. In
baseball. Doesn't have the same.
Other sports, it doesn't have the same ring. I know, exactly.
But what if they had played? Who was the runner-up in the ALCS?
Oh, that's right. So it was Texas, right, that beat
Texas
the Phillies. So who did Texas beat in that ALCS? 2022 ALCS. If there was only something that you could look things up quickly.
I have no recall.
So anyway.
Astro. Oh, no, that was it. 2022 was Astros over the Yankees. Astros. Yankees.
Which one?
It was the Yankees were the runner-up.
Yankees, Padres.
It wasn't the Rangers, though, that won that. It was the Astros that won the World Series.
Padres and Yankees for third place.
For third place.
Now, the Yankees would be like, this is beneath us.
Yes.
The Dodgers would say this is beneath us, right? Those guys don't even want to play the opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't play it. That would have been off deflating for sure.
Some teams, I think it matters. These two teams, probably not.
Okay, so Spain or Argentina? Who do you got here in this one?
I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. As a Barcelona fan, I get to sit and say, well, either Lamine Yamal is going to win in his very first World Cup or Messi's going to win in his final one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to enjoy it. I don't think Spain is going to self-destruct the way that England did. Scoring has been a little tricky, but goal prevention's been their thing. They've only allowed one, so I'm going to go Spain. But I mean, that's ridiculous, right? How much more of Messi
do you need to see?
Do we need to see?
Yeah, how much more do you need to see for you?
If Spain wins, I hope Lamine Yamal gets to hold Messi like a baby because I've seen that picture a million times of Messi holding Lamine Yamal as a baby,
what are the odds?
washing him in a little tub or something.
Little kid on my baseball team yesterday was driving him home, and he goes, "Coach, did I tell you I'm going to get a mullet?" And he goes, "I'm growing out a mullet." And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Lamine Yamal." And he goes, "I'm going to get the tips frosted and everything." And I go, "I think you're going to look awesome with it, dude." But he's 8. Like, these guys are everything
Not
to
that
these
much
kids.
younger than Lamine.
Yeah, that's true. That's
He's
true. What is he, 18?
11 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's
19,
insane.
Just
19.
turned 19 a couple days ago.
All right, last couple of minutes, we can get our heads right for the round table, and we've got one more Ben and Woods first half highlights. Kyle, you've done a great job. Thank you so much for being here all week. I'm sorry I didn't get you a gift like Woods did.
Yeah,
but
you're welcome.
We saw the improvement in Kyle's drop usage from Monday through Thursday. It was very clear, but a couple of months ago, we had what may have been the ultimate Paulie drop moment in Ben and Woods history.
Bold statement.
As Woods was talking. So here's our Ben and Woods first half highlight to wrap up our show today.
I got to shout out Tier 1 Terry, by the way, who hit me up early last week, and he said, "Hey, man, I've got daughters, and they're not really interested in bobbleheads. If I can get a couple of Mason Miller, the flame-throwing bobbleheads, would your kids want them?" And I said, "You have no idea. You have no idea. Every time, they advertise anything, my kids have to have it all. Probably much like your kids, if you've got little kids listening at home." And so he said, "Dude, I got you." And he drove up. We met at Randy's Donuts on Friday, and he dropped off Mason Miller bobbleheads for me. So I just thought that was so kind, and thank you. I used to meet guys in parking lots, though, for different reasons than to pick up bobbleheads, Paulie. Life is certainly...
There it was.
Yeah.
Glory hole.
Nope, not that. That's not... No, that's not why I used to meet guys in parking lots, Paulie. That is not the reason. You son of a bitch. That just laid me out. I had no idea what he was reaching for. Nope, that's not it.
Loose cannabis,
amongst other
Maybe,
things. Yes.
maybe.
But as I pull in at 10:15 on Friday, he's like, "Hey man, I'm in the Great Tacoma." I'm like, "All right, cool." And like I see him, and I walk up, and he's like, I'm looking over my shoulder like I was doing something wrong. I was like, "Bro, you're literally just here to pick up bobbleheads." So I went home, and I just took him out and laid him right there on the counter. One for you and one for you. And now you guys can leave me alone. Your dad, I didn't even have to go that far out of my way. Tier 1 Terry is the one that went out of his way. Elite.
I broke myself.
I broke myself too. The elite drop placement there. Save that, Paulie. I'm going to need to hear that again at some point. That was fantastic. Well, that's not why.
Imagine you just are like, "Hey, my 20s were a very crazy time, and just
you do what you have
trying to get by."
That was, of course, the Jerry Jones drop was.
Yes. He's talking about oil.
Striking oil.
There it was. Glory hole.
The Cowboys doc, right?
Yeah. I just don't know that he knows what the other meaning is, because he says it all the time.
Yeah.
You think somebody in PR would have been like, "Hey, dude, stop saying glory hole at every chance that you get."
He probably loves saying it.
Oh, now he knows.
Now he's like, "I'm just talking glory hole
there it
every
was.
chance I can."
When he dropped that on me, man, it took me a second for it to register, and then it was over. It was
So
just
quick.
over. So good.
That's just instincts, right?
That's instincts
Yeah.
right there.
Thank you so much for sitting in with us. All guests appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is now time for us to make our way about 30 yards that way to our sound space, and we'll get some wings, and we will have some Padres talk over the next hour. And yes, we will be reviewing the first half of the season. No, it was not a great first half of the season for the San Diego Padres. So we'll discuss it with Chris and Braden and Darren and Woods and I. Kyle, again, thank you for your great work this week. Really appreciate it. Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Tomorrow morning at 6, we will be back with Paulie Reindl in that seat, and we will also have a management report. I believe Craig Stammen will join us to kick off the second half of the season from Kansas City.
And a birthday celebration.
Happy birthday, Kyle, tomorrow, and maybe someone else as well. Until we join you for the roundtable next, Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. We'll be right back.